Let's get nasty on a Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check. Brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Shout out to the Snake Pit. It's our Air Alliance team YouTube chat. Apparently it's John Score's birthday today.
Yeah! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, Scoresy.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Nicknames. Hockey nicknames.
Yeah.
You can also be a part of the show via the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. As always, the 101 ESPN Dobbs Siren Auto Centers app. It's open for business. Mic drop. Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop. Anything we're chatting about today, you can feel free to chime in, and maybe you'll have your mic drop listened to on air. Cardinals got...
What a weird game.
I was going to say they got trucked. They really didn't.
They didn't.
They jumped out to a nice lead. You think, boy, this offense is cooking. Yeah. And with our bullpen, didn't matter that Andre Pallante did not have a good start. Our bullpen can...
not do too much.
No. 10-7 losers in Game 1 against Kansas City.
I don't call them losers.
They were losers last night.
Wow, Anthony. Well, did they win or lose?
They lost,
so that means
they're not losers.
In the context of it, the winner was the Royals. The loser was the Cardinals.
Yeah. It's kind of how you word it. Makes
well,
you feel
and when there's several Cardinals players, they're losers.
Oh,
plural.
For one game.
Jamie's saying.
For one game.
Well, and they also been losers.
It's kind of like, Carey, when you play the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And you have to go to the penalty box.
Does that make me a loser?
You're a loser.
For that day.
For that day.
In the Gauntlet.
For that moment.
Wow.
Not in life.
Not in
just
life, Carey.
In that moment.
So many victories.
It's hard to differentiate the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what makes you great.
Oh, thank you.
And the Cardinals have been losers 3 of their last 4 games.
It's unacceptable. Fire everybody.
All right. The exit survey from last night's 10-7 loss.
Where do we start?
Well, we're going to start with the biggest storyline. My biggest storyline, bullpen collapse.
Oh, not mine. No way. Pallante collapsed.
Well, we'll get to Pallante.
Well, I'm going to have my opinion.
I'll get to Pallante.
Why'd you yell at him?
I just feel like yelling
Thank
today.
you, Carey. That was aggressive.
What the hell did he yell at you?
What the hell, man?
Oh, daddy defender over here.
He's just pointing something out.
I kind of jumped back a little
Well,
bit.
he made me feel like I'm not entitled to my opinion.
You certainly are. I'm just saying I'll get to Pallante.
Go ahead.
But the old Cardinals last night, bullpen stunk. Steve Matz scattered 3 hits, 2 runs, and 1 1/3. Leahy didn't make it a full inning. He gave up a run. Wasn't good at all. Bullpen collapse for me wound up being the biggest storyline.
Yeah, for me, it's Pallante. It just is. 7 hits, 7 earned runs. And those, like the hits themselves, they weren't pitch to contact, ground ball heavy.
Missiles.
They were piss missiles. Like his first 2 sinkers in the beginning of the game.
Didn't sink.
No, they started at the top of the strike zone and lowered into the middle of the strike zone instead of the bottom and then fading out of it.
He threw a slider last night that did not slide until it slid out of the ballpark.
Yeah. So I'll say this about Pallante. He got rocked early. Sent you guys a text. I was like, wow, Pallante's looking good. 2 runs right away. I think first 2 batters or 2 of the first 3 batters. Anyways.
Well, Witt homered
Yeah.
to make it 2-0 after India
got on base.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, first 2
So
batters.
the Cardinals come back again, and they go up. But then the 5th inning, the wheels just fell off. It was like batting practice. It really was. Yeah. Everything Pallante threw, they were hitting. And then he handed the ball off to Matz, and Matz didn't fare much better.
No,
but
he did
for
not.
me, the bullpen wasn't as ugly as the start.
Your biggest storyline, Carey?
You talked about 3 of the last 4 being losses, and I agree with Jamie to a degree. It's the starting pitching. Fetty was okay, but he got touched up a little bit early in his start. Just a little touched up. Liberatore wasn't good in his start, and Pallante wasn't good in his start. And so 3 of the 4 losses that you've had, you've given up a lot of runs. But it all, in my opinion, starts with the starter. And
not the star. You say it starts with the stars?
A starter.
Oh, they said stars. Like, who's the star?
No, it starts with the starters.
Marsh, your biggest storyline from last night?
No, it's got to be Andre Pallante. 7 runs. This guy's track record as of recent makes me think that maybe there's a different pitcher out there in the organization that maybe needs a shot.
Yeah,
It's not great as of recent. It's not great as of recent.
So I saved Pallante for my biggest criticism, but we could just talk about him now. As you mentioned, seven runs, all earned, allowed 7 hits and 4 1/3, struck out 2, gave up 2 home runs. His stuff stunk last night. Let's just be honest. As somebody that needs to get ground balls repeatedly, rely on his defense, keep the ball in the yard. It was the exact opposite last night. It was ugly from start to finish last night for Pallante. 71 pitches. And the shame of it is Michael Lorenzen was even worse. He only lasted 2 2/3. But you had a situation where your offense came to play, and you could have set up your bullpen real nice for the rest of the series just by having an average start. Instead, Pallante was absolute trash last night. Stuff was terrible.
Okay. Are we doing biggest
Flat as ever.
biggest criticism now, or we skipped kudos?
I skipped kudos.
You're that bothered?
Because I wanted to get to Pallante since you guys already got to Pallante in your storyline.
So-
I wanted to do the old criticism
Okay.
being Pallante.
No problem. So where are
Your
we
biggest
at?
criticism.
I'm lost now because
Biggest
you broke
criticism.
a pattern.
Biggest criticism.
So for me, and I put it down, we may talk about it later, but fans often criticize Oli Marmol, and you criticize Pallante, but that 5th inning, you give up a hit, a home run, you give up 3 singles after that, and then you are allowed to face Bobby Witt Jr. again, who is already homered
What's that
off
guy
of,
done?
He just homered off of you earlier in the game.
Literally.
So we criticize Oli, and again, you can criticize every single managerial decision. There are hundreds of them. I don't know. I actually don't know how many there are in the game, but I'm assuming there are tons of them that you make throughout
Many
the entire
decisions.
game. Many decisions. But for me, that was a decision that I would critique because you got a guy that is kind of scuffling. He's pitching to contact, and they are contacting every ball, and it's not finding gloves. You give up 4 hits in a row.
Somebody may have caught that home run ball that Witt hit.
It wasn't the center fielder, though.
No, it was not.
It was
somebody
a
in the
fan.
stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
He almost caught it.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Pretty sure somebody caught the Lofton home run ball, too.
Yeah, sure.
That was the slider that did not slide.
I saw that.
Problematic.
Terrible. It was spinning, but didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So for me,
Cement mixer.
the criticism could be on Oli Marmol. Like,
Okay.
4 hits in a row, 1 home run, 3 singles, and then you're still facing Bobby Witt. Now, you still had a lead. Bobby Witt didn't tie the game up. It was only made it 7-5 when he hit his single, but that's 5 hits in a row. And then you say, okay, well, who's trying to get him out of there? Yeah, maybe a couple batters earlier.
Yeah. Mine is pretty simple, guys, and it goes back to a couple of seasons ago where we learned just how important all of this is in a game. It's Herrera's fault. He called a poor game behind the plate. Wilson Contreras was asked about it following
What about
the game.
Contreras?
And he
Contreras
said-
is standing there at first base doing
He
nothing.
said it's Herrera's fault.
He said, I know how this goes.
Maybe he didn't say
I know how this
He
goes.
goes, I know the Cardinal way.
No, in all seriousness, though, it's for me, it's the management of the game. Just like CD said, I hate to throw criticism to Oli, but how many more indicators do you need from your starter that he's ready to, like, I think you can go get him now. And you had Matz lined up after that. Now, Matz didn't deliver either. And I'm not going to get mad at Oli for Steven Matz not delivering because Oli doesn't pitch.
Right.
But you had the sequence set up perfect. So if you want to go get Pallante a little earlier than you wanted to, you got Matz, who's supposed to be your innings eater in the middle of the game in these types of situations. But he waited too long. And then Matz was not good. So that was like double whammy at that point. So for me, it's whether it's Oli, whether it's, the pitching staff, whether it's the scouts, the analytics, whatever it is, they failed in that moment.
Marsh.
I mean, it's hard to say it's not the pitching because you give up 10 runs, and it's hard to say that the offense should be criticized, but you went 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position, whereas the Royals went 5 for 9.
Yeah.
So
Pitching, though, right?
it's pitching. It's pitching, but, I don't want to keep reiterating what everybody said. I think everyone who watched the game knows what the problem was.
You scored 7 runs. You should win that game.
100%. 100%.
All right, if we're going to give any kudos out.
Yeah,
Biggest kudos.
I got mine here. I'll go first. Nolan Gorman. Everybody, I know you had him, didn't you?
Nah, wish I did.
Okay.
You have Burleson.
For a hit.
I think I had
Who'd you have
Gorman.
for the home run? Herrera. You
I had
for the-
Gorman.
No, you
didn't.
You had Pozo off the bench.
Of course I did. You guys are becoming
was a
bigger
tough-
scumbags than ever,
That
by
was
the
a
way.
tough night for you. We didn't understand why you went Poso off the bench, and we definitely didn't understand what you saw in the A's last night as they lined up against the Twins.
I had a feeling, had a hunch, Anthony.
Yeah.
But anyways, Nolan Gorman goes 2 for 4. He had a walk as well, and he hits a Ding Dong Johnson. Everybody's been criticizing the young man for not delivering, and he's not doing what he's supposed to do. And all this. He did it last night, so I give him kudos.
That would be my kudos as well. Nolan Gorman, we had actually just talked about him yesterday, having only 1 home run prior. I mean, in the opening weekend series of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last home run he hit, and to finally hit another home run last night, which almost was caught. That's the one that was almost caught by the center field.
Yeah, that was close.
It was
That was
very
very close. You did get a hit last night, Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Let me guess. It's probably somebody who... Never mind. I was going to say something terrible.
Oh, he's a really good player. Kyle Isabel.
His brother's Andy Isabel, right?
Had 2 hits.
Had 2 hits.
I don't know.
Proud of you.
I don't think so.
Played with a guy named Joey Isabel
Did you?
in Switzerland, yeah. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
All right,
so for me,
so
Nolan
Nolan
Gorman,
Gorman.
hitting a home run, getting an opportunity. We talked about it yesterday because we missed him in the lineup game because we said we weren't sure if he was playing, and
Right.
he's probably going to get more opportunities with Jordan Walker being out for a little bit longer. He did his job yesterday. He had a couple of hits, hit a home run, and that's what you need to see from Nolan Gorman if you want to play more. If he wants to play, he has to hit.
Marsh?
Got to be Nolan Gorman. If not Nolan Gorman, Alec Burleson, rising St. Louis star.
No doubt.
Also had a good night. So,
I was going to go with Alec Burleson. I mean, 3 for 4 last night, scored 2 runs, drove into, had a homer himself, walked as well. I mean, Alec Burleson looked locked in last night.
can we give kudos to the other team?
No.
No? Okay. That Bobby Witt Jr. guy is pretty good.
Now, do you
And I said yesterday.
Actually, you can give
Yeah.
Bobby Wood Jr. some praise because you were not. You were pumping up Mason Wynn's tires.
I was pumping up
more
Mason
than
Wynn.
you were taking away
Who
from
also
Bobby
had a
Witt.
pretty good game.
He did. He had 2 hits. Bobby Wood Jr. also had 2 hits.
So my bet the board is a push.
Yeah,
Which is
It's a loss. Yeah. So, man, I blame myself.
for last night.
If I don't say that, perhaps he goes 0 for gopher.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. Hey, there is another game, though, and that'll be tonight. There's already a lineup out, so we will play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN. Johnson on 101 ESPN. Time to play the lineup game as the Cardinals will host the Kansas City Royals. Game 2 of the series tonight. Hopefully they can get it in. Get some troubling rain on the forecast, but it'll be Miles Michaelis taking the bump tonight against Noah Cameron. Noah Cameron is a lefty.
NC. Yep.
Did you say NC?
Yeah.
Oh, for Noah Cameron. Got it. Because normally you say, oh, that's an LHP. So you went NC.
NC.
It threw me off. But I got you now. All right, boys. Any reason to not go with the Newt?
No.
Carey, why don't you lead us off today?
Show us Lars Newbar.
International superstar.
Watch out, don't run into any walls or anything.
Jamie, we had to start the game over yesterday.
Why? What happened?
Well, we had a little.
You guys went with not Newt?
No, I was a little flat.
We went with Newt. We just.
I was a little flat.
Yeah.
I was a little almost like too business.
Yeah.
Cash.
You got complacent.
Well, I didn't get complacent. I was a little bit too broadcast guy.
He was very.
I was like, show us Lars Newbar. Like
I'm
it just.
what the hell?
Yeah, that's weird. Even when you said it right there, it's weird.
Carey called me out on it, and he was right. I owned up to the mistake. We tried again, put more flavor onto it, and we did good.
Okay.
Yeah. Carey's been a good teammate. Call me out. All right.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Duncan, bring me that arm.
Donnie,
Sure.
show us Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
Carey?
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
All right. Show me the DH, Ivan Herrera.
Oh, Yvonne? That's a French-ass name, Yvonne. Yeah, my little croissant. Little cheese on my croissant.
Nolan?
Sure.
Show us.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
Okay, this is where it's going to get interesting because both Burley and Gorman are not good against left-handed pitching.
I'm assuming one of them is
One of them is
though.
going to have to play, and I think that one is probably Burleson. I mean, he hit a dinger yesterday too. Had a good game at the plate. Went 3 for 4 last night. I hate to take Gorman out after he finally hits one, but here's where my head's at. If I'm Oli, okay, and I'm not, but Gorman just hits the dinger, goes 2 for 4 with a walk. Great night at the plate. What's the quickest way I can suck away that confidence is by putting him out there against a left-handed pitcher.
I mean, if you're, according to Marshy, you have a good game, you sit your ass on the bench.
That's true. That's part 2 of it. Is if you're slumping and you have a good game, you get benched.
You sit down. You want to ride that momentum.
That has been
by sitting on the bench.
Yeah, that has been something in the past.
You carry that momentum over into the next day.
However, I do think the 7th batter is Alec Burleson.
Jamie, let's do it.
Show us Alec Burleson.
No.
Oh, I almost said the F word there. Oh, you're a piece of you know what.
Wow.
Piece of work. Thank you.
That's exactly,
I
Carey.
appreciate you.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It is Gorman.
Nolan Gorman.
Give me,
Go for it.
Go for it.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Not great.
Oh, what you know? What you know?
Are you happy at my failure?
No, I'm not. Kind of. All right.
So Pedro Pajes then?
Sure.
Slow down. Everybody just slow down. We're running downhill here a little bit. We're panicking. This is adversity for us. We haven't had a lot of adversity with the lineup game this year.
Very true. It's usually right here
It is.
at spot 7.
So let's just. Who else is on the roster? Could Donnie Baseball be playing in the outfield today? Where's Barrero play? Like, let's think of something really weird, and the Cardinals are probably doing it today.
Well, the player, the position player up for Jordan Walker is Ryan Velati.
Yeah. Big
He's an
Donnie
outfielder.
Velati.
So it could be Velati. It could also be Pajes, then Barrero or Velati.
What about Scott?
Scott would be 9.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go Pages here. I think I doubt that you run.
You know what? He's
Herrera
right, because
back out there twice to be
Herrera's
a
not
catcher.
catching. There's no way.
Right.
Look what he did last night.
Go ahead, Carey.
Sure, it's Pedro Pages.
What a shame.
Is it Bozo? Is he get a game?
This game.
No, because Pages didn't catch last night.
I'm just saying. Oh my gosh.
I say it's Ryan Velotti.
Go ahead at this point.
Show us Ryan Velotti.
Where's the valet?
Where's this guy?
All right.
Okay, so now it's
Pages.
Pages. Yeah. Show us. Petey Pages.
Smithers, throw this at him.
You're out!
Maybe.
All right, then Victor Scott, Carey.
Show us Victor Scott II.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
That's terrible.
Ooh, well, it's just the one spot. I mean, we went 8 for 9.
That's not bad.
It's just the one spot really tripped us up.
Have we decided to redo or
Carey,
adjust
you know what? You're allowed
the
to do
home
it
run
too. Okay?
derby?
You're allowed to do it
I'm
too.
just asking. I don't think about it till it's time to actually do it.
I don't
That's
either.
how my brain works.
Yeah. I
How
don't
my
either.
brain works. Then it becomes extremely important.
Well, why don't, we
blame
just do it
Marshall.
here? Why don't we just do it right now?
All right.
So, home runs. I'm at.
Just put
Marsh.
1,
Go
2,
ahead
and
and
3.
go ahead and run it.
No.
Go ahead and run the lineup for us,
Marsh is
and then
busy
I'll.
watching videos.
You want me to run it?
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out the pronunciation of this fella's name. I don't think it is Velotti. I think it's Velade.
Ooh. Trinity.
Not gonna work here for very long. So that's fine.
Jeez.
What?
Come on.
Who do you think
Let me
you
goes
are?
4 for 4 with 4
Nobody.
home runs.
It'll be down. It'll be a Tampa Bay Ray.
That's crazy.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. Okay. Did you all feel that way?
There's actually tape on this guy?
Yeah. I'm going through all the different broadcasts
Just
to figure
wondering.
out how to say his name correctly.
All right.
I'm going to run it, though.
Yeah, right.
I think it's Velotti.
D-Bop?
No. No, Carey.
Oh.
Just run it, Marsh.
All right,
Jesus.
leading off in left field, Lars Newbar. Batting second, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting third, second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Your cleanup hitter, first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Batting fifth, the DH, Ivan Herrera. Batting sixth, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting seventh, according to Anthony Stalter, is Ryan Velotti, and he's in right field.
Or Villade.
Batting eighth and catching, Pedro Pages. Batting ninth in center field, Victor Scott the second.
Maybe it's Villade. Find out tonight. Chip will tell us.
Chip on line 2, please.
Chip.
I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
All right, so who are our one-pointers?
I don't think we have any this year.
Yeah,
No.
are we going to stick with the usual suspects? Or are we adjusting?
We're adjusting.
Name the usual suspect.
It would be Nolan Gorman and Wilson Contreras. And Nolan Arenado.
No. And right now it would be Newt.
That's what I'm saying. Are
So-
we redoing this?
Yes, we're redoing
We
it.
have to. Arenado
All right.
doesn't hit home runs anymore.
So Lars Newbar and Wilson Contreras are ones? They're
I don't
leading
know
the
if they
team?
really qualify for one.
Yeah.
Like,
I say
somebody
they're
who qualifies
twos.
for a one is like
You don't-
25 home runs or more.
So we're not going to have any one
I don't think we're
pointers?
gonna
I
have
don't
any
think we have any
one-pointers.
number ones.
Okay. All right.
Unless it's Herrera.
Nah. Why?
But
Okay.
even he doesn't hit enough.
All right, so Newt is a 2.
Yeah.
Herrera is a 2.
Yeah.
Arenado is a 2 because he's got 6 home runs.
Arenado's a 2. That's fine.
Contreras, 2.
Contreras is a 2.
I think that's it for the 2 spot.
What about Mason Wynn?
No.
He's tied for second with home runs.
I just
And
he's-
everyone else is a 3?
Yeah.
What
Mason
about
Wynn-
including Gorman?
yeah, at
I
this
guess so,
point.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
So Contreras, Arenado, and who are 2s?
Newt, Herrera, Arenado, and Contreras. I'm putting it on our
Newt,
fast lane
Herrera,
grid.
Arenado. Okay.
All right. So Carey's leading it still, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Give me Mason Wynn. He's a 3-pointer. Yeah, what you guys thinking?
He always has been.
Yep. He should have been. till I got
always
cheated.
was.
No, he wasn't. Earlier this year, he was a 2, and I got
It's
cheated.
a clerical mistake.
Clearly.
Who's next?
You are, Jamie.
Oh, all right. Contreras. At some point.
Sorry, Carey. Who did you take?
Mason Wynn.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me Nolan Arenado.
I'm going to take Alec Burleson off the bench.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. There you go. There's your home run derby game. You're on 101 ESPN. Can the greatest player in the world carry a hockey team to a championship? Or is that best for other sports in terms of an individual leading or carrying a team to a title? That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals fall to the Kansas City Royals last night by a final score of 10-7. They are back in action tonight with Miles Mikolas on the mound going up against Noah Cameron. First pitch tonight is at 6:45. Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final begins tonight as the Oilers take on the Panthers. You can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. Later today, we'll talk with Battlehawks head coach Anthony Becht. That will be at 4:30. And then following that, we'll talk with Brad Thompson to recap last night's Cardinals game and preview tonight's game against the Royals. That will be at 4:45. But speaking of the NHL Stanley Cup Final, can the greatest player in the world carry a hockey team to a championship? We'll discuss that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Just to clarify, Cardinals outfielder Ryan Valade. So, Carey, let's put some respect on that kid's name. Ryan
the
Valade.
best.
Yep. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN tonight. We've got Oilers-Panthers Game 1 pregame starting at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. It'll be the rematch between the Panthers and the Oilers. It will be Jamie and my Panthers versus Marsh and Carey's Oilers. Can the greatest player in the world carry a hockey team to a championship? When you've got Connor McDavid, who is the greatest player right now in the NHL. Uh-huh. A lot of legacy talk. Can Connor McDavid win a championship for his legacy? Which, that question in and of itself brings connotations of, can he carry the Oilers? Not everything is on him, but the spotlight at least is on him. The question, though, Jamie, is in basketball, even though Michael Jordan had help, he carried the Bulls. LeBron had help in his time, except for maybe that one Cavs year when they won it. He was
all by himself.
He was basically all by himself. He was carrying 4 carcasses around the court with him.
Pretty much.
They lost that year. The year he won, he had Kyrie.
That's right.
He lost.
Kyrie to the final.
Hurt, but didn't they go to game 6 or 7?
They made it to game 6. I think it was 5.
I thought he forced us.
No, they were.
Guys, one guy. He was in the final.
He was
very deep.
Yeah. Which of the 72 years in a row are you talking about?
The first time they lost to the Spurs, that was a bad team.
That was a sweep by the Spurs. Yeah, that wasn't very good. But either way, to Jamie's point, I mean, he almost won a title. Yeah. But can you do that in hockey? Can you carry a team?
It's tough, man. It's really tough because, like you said, in basketball, your star player can play the whole game or pretty close to the whole game. Soccer, same thing. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, they play the whole game. David Beckham, all those guys. They're difference makers. In baseball, I think the pitchers primarily are the guys that can carry a team to a championship.
But even then, you're saying pitchers.
Pitchers, plural. In football, it takes more than one guy, but one guy's really, really important, and that's the quarterback. Mm-hmm. If you've got the right quarterback consistently year after year, the Patrick Mahomes, the Tom Brady's, like those guys that just year after year, no matter how good their teams are, because we've seen Brady with no weapons win it. We've seen Patrick Mahomes recently with very little, and they won it as well, and then get back to it again. So, you look at hockey, and it's really tough for one guy. And Connor McDavid almost did it last year. Now, he's not alone. He has Leon Draisaitl. He's obviously an elite player, too. Mm-hmm. But even those two, let's say 2 guys, there's so much that happens in a hockey game. There's regular strength, power play, penalty kill.
Goaltending.
Connor McDavid can't save a puck. Like, he can try, he block a shot, but he's not the goalie. So I think hockey is a really tough sport where the best player can't always carry his team to the promised land.
All I heard Jamie say was that hockey players are soft because they don't play the whole game.
No, Carey.
Basketball players play 48 minutes.
Did you do
NFL
that?
players play 100-plus snaps. You got baseball players, they play the entire 9 innings plus extras. I've yet to see a hockey player play 60 minutes, Jamie. So I think that's what you just told me.
Happens every night. There's 2 guys every night.
No. Well, they don't move as much.
So like basketball. So like basketball.
You just mentioned
they don't got to go up and down.
So like baseball.
They stay in one spot.
The NBA only
I've seen
plays
some of their.
NBA only plays 48 minutes.
That's just true. Yeah. Point. Yeah.
48.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, 60 is more than 48.
Yeah, let's not even get to football where they get a minute and a half between each play.
I haven't seen.
And they don't play defense. If you play offense,
That's right.
I haven't seen a hockey player play 48 minutes yet. Anthony, you?
I have not, sir.
I have.
48 minutes?
Yeah.
Josh Morrissey did that
Josh
against
Morrissey
the Blues in
played
Game
that
7.
45 minutes.
It ain't 48.
And I've seen some guys play.
What was
50.
he doing at the 3 minute? The extra 3 minutes.
He was crying because he's soft, according to Carey.
No, I think, I don't put anything past Connor McDavid. I've watched him, and we watched the Four Nations Gold winning game and how well he performed. I like superstars, and I think that this guy is an exceptional player. He's different. Watching him, watching his speed, watching how he impacts the game, and you know this, Jamie, when you have someone with that level of talent, all eyes are generally on that person, which it makes the game easier for your partners, for the guys that are on the ice with you. When you have a superstar that takes up that much attention, not that guys aren't as focused on you, but they're not. They're more concerned. The goal going into every game is we have to know where he is. If we don't know where he is, then start packing your stuff because the season's going to be over and we're going to be on a vacation and we're not going to be Stanley Cup champs. So for me, watching him play, I do think he has the capability. And you have I don't even want to call him a number 2, a 1B in Leon Draisaitl, who can impact the game just as much when he's on the ice. So for me, I do believe that Connor McDavid, with his talent and his skill set, yes, he can carry the Oilers to a Stanley Cup.
He can, but let's go back to last year even. The Florida Panthers did an incredible job defending McDavid in the first 3 games, and they were up 3-0. Could have been a 4-game sweep.
Yep.
Could have. Now, Connor McDavid did turn things around, Draisaitl, but the biggest thing that turned around in that series wasn't Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl. It was Stuart Skinner. Mm-hmm. He all of a sudden decided he's going to save the puck.
Yeah.
So
that's important.
So no, I just go back to it. I agree with you. Connor McDavid is an exceptional talent that can drag his team. He's got his team to the final. Again, Stuart Skinner has not been fantastic for this team. But if Stuart Skinner can't come up with saves,
doesn't matter.
Connor McDavid can't. There's only so much a guy can do.
Yeah, I think, and it's such a loose term, right? To say carry, can a player carry you to a championship? I mean, no, it's always a team effort, right? But if we were to choose one player in the NHL, I think Connor McDavid would be the closest. Other than that, though, in previous years, it's almost got to be a goaltender. I mean, Dominik Hasek for the Sabres. You know, that Sabres team that won in, 99? That they weren't elite offensively.
No.
He was almost like a god in net.
Yeah.
Dominik Hasek.
Well,
was
go back to the
incredible.
New Jersey Devil days. Martin Brodeur was stood on his head to win Stanley Cups for them.
Patrick Waugh with the
Jonathan Quick.
Yeah.
Like, guys, yes.
Yeah,
it's the
Quick
goalie.
in 14?
It's a couple different
2014.
times.
The only other guy that I think, and Jamie, you would perhaps be better to answer this than I would. The only other non-goaltender to do it, in my opinion, would be Lemieux in the early 90s with the Penguins.
Yeah, but the problem with that is Lemieux had Yager, he had Paul Coffey, he had Kevin Stevens.
What'd they do in their NHL careers?
They had Mark Recchi on that team, and Rick Tocchet on that team. Like, they had some guys. They had some dudes.
Okay, jeez.
And actually, their goaltender, Tom Barrasso, used to be the winningest U.S. goalie ever. So, although his name is not, like, synonymous with being unbelievable, I believe he's in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame.
So it's like you're saying, it's got to be a goaltender, Marsh. It's either Hasek or Patrick Waugh or,
I think it's possible for one single player to carry a team in one game, but a 7-game series, you're not going to win if your depth pieces don't step up. Like, everybody has to step up, and there has to be a hero, if you want to call it that, in each individual game. Could Connor McDavid be the hero in 2 of the games? Could Leon Draisaitl be the hero? You don't have Zach Hyman anymore, so things get a little bit difficult. So
It
maybe
will
there's
be
a little bit more on Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl's plate. Could Evan Bouchard be that guy? I don't know. Could Trent Frederick, right? Could he be that guy where you're getting depth scoring? Could Corey Perry be the guy? He's looking for a cup, too. He has one with Anaheim all those years ago, but the guy's been, I think, 5 of the last 6 Stanley Cups. He's lost every single one of them.
Yeah.
Could he have a big game? Evander Kane, those are the guys that need to step up. It's not one guy can't do it for a full 7 games or however long the series goes in this type of environment. Maybe it works in the regular season, but not in the Stanley Cup playoffs, not in the Stanley Cup final.
That's Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We got some news from John Denton on Michael McGreevy. And based on what Pallante did last night, could McGreevy replace Pallante sooner than later in the rotation? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So some news from John Denton, who covers the Cardinals for MLB.com. He tweeted out last night that Michael McGreevy was pulled after four and a third scoreless innings of work and 75 pitches. Why? Because the Cardinals will likely name him as their Sunday starter against the Dodgers. Oli Marmol said before the game the team will go to a six-man rotation. Do you guys feel as though that Michael McGreevy, this could be an opportunity to replace Andre Pallante? Or, okay, it looks like, you know what, there's a tornado warning, and looks like we are going to be moving into some shelter in this area. So I think we're going to go to some national broadcast here in a second, unless Marsh is getting different cues here. Just saw our HR woman in the building say, time to go into some shelter. I'll just keep talking so we don't have dead air. But eventually, I think we're going to flip to a national broadcast. Again, John Denton reporting the Michael McGreevy pulled tonight.
All right.
4 and a third. We're going to be going.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want dead air. So,
All right.
Marsh can go to some national. I'll hang with you, Marsh. These two guys are going to get out for a second. I understand, but we got dead air. We're going to have dead air in a second here, Jamie. So you go protect yourself. I'll stick with Marsh. Okay? I'll stick with Marsh. You go. Everybody take cover. I think he's trying to figure that out. Again, we're going to go off air in here in a second.
We're going to try and get an interview here, so I'm just going to pull one up for us. And so there's,
Marsh is going to pull up an interview for you. No idea who it's going to be. We're going to figure that out in a second. Hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to make this quick. But some programming notes for you: Oilers, Panthers, Game 1, pregame, 6:30. Puck will drop at 7. Tonight, right here on 101 ESPN. Tomorrow night, we got the Thunder and Pacers Game 1, pregame at 6:30, tip-off at 7:30. I don't know if they're going to get the Cardinals game in tonight against the Royals. We'll have to see. Bad weather in the area. We played the lineup game a little bit early on. Your lineup for tonight: Miles Michaelis taking the hill. Lars Nootbaar will lead off. Mason Wynn will hit second. Brendan Donovan third. Wilson Contreras is your cleanup hitter. Ivan Herrera is your DH. He's going to hit fifth after catching last night. Nolan Arenado is your third baseman. He's hitting sixth. Ryan Valade, I was saying that name wrong earlier. Ryan Valade is your right fielder. He's hitting seventh. Pedro Pajes is your catcher, hitting eighth. And Victor Scott is hitting ninth. And he's your center fielder. Jonathan India, Bobby Witt Jr., Miguel Garcia, Pasquantino, Perez, the rookie. All right, looks like the sirens. I guess the siren has stopped. I don't know if we're staying. I have no idea. Marsh, we got that interview pulled up?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up the Charles Barkley interview that you guys had the other day while I was gone.
All right, sweet. I was told to stay. We're going to stay. Looks like the tornado sirens have stopped. So appreciate everybody hanging with us here as we try to move through this. You know what, Marsh? Why don't we take a break? How about that?
I think it's a great idea.
Why don't we take a break? We'll figure this mess out, then we'll come back. We'll try to find Carey and Jamie. Knowing them, they'll probably just take the rest of the day off. We'll be right back. right, we're going to play a couple interviews now as we shelter with everybody else in the building. Marsh and I, rider last man standing here. Here's a couple interviews from last week, including our guy Chris Kerber and Jeremy Rutherford. JR, how are you?
Let's put a bow on it, boys. How you doing?
Yes,
it's
sir.
Fun, all season long, guys. Thanks a lot.
JR, I want to clarify something here early. As the last time you were on these airwaves, you ambushed me, quite honestly, talking about how I don't ever like your report cards. These guys drew it out for a week, talking about how much I can't stand your report cards or they're shredded to pieces.
Yeah, that's true.
And I did none of that this year, JR. None of it. So explain yourself now.
Yeah. And, hey, listen, I'm an avid listener, as you guys know. I think my phone beeps all the time and says that I won some award because I've listened so many hours this week. But I actually did not hear if you had a chance to say anything. So, in a nutshell, did you agree, disagree? Did you think anywhere off the board there?
I thought overall it was pretty bang on. For real. I did. I thought there was a couple that could be tweaked. But again, that's like splitting hairs. There was nothing that jumped off the page to me to where I was like, man, he's just way off on that. I did not feel that way.
Okay, sounds good. I got the Riv approval there.
Yeah.
You did. We grilled him, too. We did grill him to make sure he was on board, and he was. He agreed for the most part.
Yeah. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, here's the thing, JR. He just we tipped off everybody to his anger toward your report cards, and now he's trying to act like, oh, no, I agree.
You guys
with
act
all
like
of them.
JR's Dom Lasician. That is not the way. That is not it at all.
Hey, the thing here is Riv actually does the report card for me, and this is some huge cover-up.
So let me handle these. By the way, I want to read a couple of these. So Splashback Deuce from the Snake Pit says, great work all year as usual, JR. Thanks for everything. Gator Echo, hey, thank you for your Blues coverage all season, JR. Great job, man. The Snake Pit salutes you, says Gator. So just want to throw you some praise. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Marshy told me that you're going to revisiting some bold predictions from earlier in the season. This is always a fun project. Give us a bit of a tease. What was the one that really stood out as being right, and what was the biggest miss?
Yeah, it's up today at the Athletic, and we did 10 in the preseason, so last October, and then we did 10 more in January at the midseason. So I reviewed all 20 of them. And one, kind of sticks out. Colton Parayko is off to a pretty good start, and I just said, you know what, this guy's going to have a career offensive year. You can just see the way he's playing. He's going to put up big numbers. So kind of predicted that he would score the most goals and put up the most points in his career, and he did do that. But you guys know, as you're revisiting things, you forget about what you actually wrote. And so when I pulled up the article and I started to scan down, and I hadn't seen the article in months, it's like, okay, what else did I write? Kind of squinting as I'm reading the article, and I get down and it says, Brandon Saad will stay in St. Louis. Like, oh, man.
You're doing so good.
Yeah.
So good. I was doing so good up until that point. So, there's a few that hit kind of close, but probably more. I think I was 8 for 20 or so. So I don't know what the percentage is.
You're a Hall of Famer in baseball.
Yeah, no kidding.
So a few, but yeah, if you could check out the article, you'll see all the other ones that I missed out on.
JR, what do you think the Blues? What do you think their offseason looks like? I know we heard that that Army wanted to potentially add a 200-foot scorer, a guy that can do all of those things. What do you think realistically it looks like for the Blues this offseason? Is there a player in your mind that you think they will actively go after?
Yeah, Carey, I just think that, like he said, what Doug said is that they do want to go after that 200-foot offensive player. I think they need that guy. I liked their forward group this year. They got a lot out of them compared to you go into the season, you think it can be okay. But I think they need a finisher, and I've said recent weeks, is that Snuggerud, is that Bolduc? Can those guys be that guy next year? I think big picture they probably need another guy who can fit that. Obviously, we've seen Mitch Marner in the playoffs live up to expectations. That's going to be way too much for the Blues' blood. But there's going to be some players out there, and you guys have tossed some names around, Bennett, so on and so forth. I just think we have to wait till we get a little bit closer to free agency because, like Doug said, you can want a player, and he does like some of these players in free agency, but then they sign with their team a week before free agency. And so we'll put some articles out in the weeks leading up to that, identifying some players that the Blues might have interest in. But I think at this point, it's probably too close because these guys could still re-sign with their teams.
All right, thanks for hanging with us. 304, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We we're back for right now. Everybody stay safe. We got some warnings there, a little confusion, but we're back now. So everybody stay safe, especially in the areas in which you need to shelter. Make sure that you're sheltering. Follow your National Weather Service and things like that. So, but for now, we're good in our area. So we're gonna push forward here. As I was mentioning beforehand, John Denton of MLB.com said that the Memphis Redbirds pulled right-hander Michael McGreevy last night after 4 1/3 scoreless innings of work and 75 pitches. Why? Because the Cardinals will likely name him as their Sunday starter versus the Dodgers. Oli Marmol said before the game that the team will go to a 6-man rotation. With the way that Andre Pallante pitched last night, I'm sure some people are thinking, some Cardinals fans are thinking, well, maybe McGreevy can replace Andre Pallante. I think this is more about the June schedule, guys. I think this is more about the amount of games that the Cardinals have this month. They just need to make sure that they have a bunch of healthy arms. I don't think this is a situation where Michael McGreevy comes up, even if he pitches well against the Dodgers, boom, he just automatically replaces Pallante. I think, again, this is they're trying to manage the situation in June, which is that they don't have many off days. In fact, they only have one off day in June.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that for now. But if McGreevy comes up and has a couple of starts and pitches well, and Pallante continues to struggle, you better believe this is an audition for McGreevy. You have to. If you're the Cardinals and you're currently in a wild card spot, or right there hovering, and you're trying to catch Cubs, you can't afford to have one guy every 5 days where you're like, holding your breath. And if McGreevy's every 5 days and he's shoving, or at least pitching better than Pallante, and your team is right there on the cusp, you got to make tough decisions. Mm-hmm. Pallante still has options left. Down to Memphis he goes. It's happened before to him.
I mean, perhaps once you get beyond June, I could see that happening.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
I'm saying once they get through the tough stretch of games and whatnot, and they go to the 6-man rotation, and if McGreevy pitches well, and Pallante doesn't, and it's not just one game, it's because if Pallante doesn't pitch well the next start or the next, that'd be like 4 in a row where he's been kind of like,
yeah,
not great. And if McGreevy goes out there and pitches well for 2 games in that span, you already have a little bit of a track record of McGreevy pitching pretty well at the major league level. In fact, really well for his debut. I think the Cardinals have tough decisions because how long is too long to hold a guy down to where maybe he's just simply better than what you currently have?
Right.
We've always said that, especially in hockey. A player will tell you when it's time to go to the big leagues because they're too damn good to be down in the minors anymore. Mm-hmm. And if McGreevy is that guy, and you're the Cardinals, and you're truly working on the youth movement and like the next steps, you can't deny him forever.
Oh, I'm with you. I would have rather seen Michael McGreevy in the starting rotation to start the year than Miles Michaelis. Now Miles Michaelis has pitched well, at least for him. He's certainly not somebody that's going to blow away the competition. He's not somebody that's a high strikeout guy and things like that. But I was all for Michael McGreevy starting the year in the rotation. So I don't think this is a spot where it's like, hey, just hold him down forever, especially when you have just nothing but veteran pitchers that some won't even be here next year. Now, McGreevy, last night, like I said, 4 1/3, allowed 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, threw 75 pitches, 48 for strike, got a couple of double play balls that he worked out of. He's 6-1 in AAA, lowered his ERA to 2.78 with last night's scoreless effort. So now it's the time to reward Michael McGreevy. If you want to expand a 6-man rotation, it makes a lot of sense, given the fact that, again, you only have one day off in the month of June. Now is the time to bring him up, go to a 6-man rotation, and see what he's got. At some point, he's going to be a part of this rotation. I don't know how that looks. I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if it's a trade that happens. I don't know if it's a demotion.
I think it's all the above.
But I think Michael McGreevy will make a spot, not a spot. I think he will have a spot in this rotation at some point.
I just think, again, going back to the comment of once he's proven to you that he's ready to make that next step, it's up to the organization then to open the door for him. You can't leave him sitting there knocking at the door forever. You just can't. Mm-hmm. You got to let him in. And if you let him in and he's better than what you currently have in certain players, even if he's better than Michaelis or whoever else, Eric Fetty, Pallante's got the options. He's going to go down. and just keep pitching there. And then eventually we'll trade Michaelis or we'll trade Fetty at the deadline, and we'll do something with those guys. And then you bring Pallante back up because he's still part of that young-ish group of pitchers that you're still trying to work with. But then you've got McGreevy in the rotation too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, sometimes you open the door for a pitcher to get an opportunity, and Pallante may have opened the door for McGreevy to get his opportunity to come up. And obviously, when you do get that opportunity, you want to make the most of it. So we'll see if McGreevy is prepared and ready for this opportunity that's coming his way. And if so, it's sports, man. Sometimes if you don't do your job, somebody will replace you. They're always looking to replace you. So we'll see how it goes.
It's a hell of a start, too, against the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. He gets the Dodgers right away.
Well, sink or swim, right, buddy?
Yep, that's right. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals will continue their series tonight against the Kansas City Royals. Miles Michaelis will draw the start. He's 4-2, 3.90 ERA. It'll be against Noah Cameron. I don't know if they'll play, though. I mean, the weather looks pretty nasty right now. We got a couple hours, obviously until first pitch. But the Cardinals will try to get back on track here because it hasn't looked good to start June. I mean, that was one of the big concerns. What's going to happen now in June with the team after they had such a great month in May? Rough April, started to get better. Then May was fantastic. If they slip in June, this is going to be a big issue. I mean, we're right back to where we started from at the start of May, really.
Can't do that. Can't take steps backwards.
Yeah. All right, we'll do NFL 4 downs. Talk a little Kirk Cousins to the Steelers.
Not happening.
Next on 101 ESPN.
All right, St. Louis, if you are thinking about selling your home anytime soon, the process can be exhausting. Trust me, I know. That's why you need to call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Couple reasons why is that Gloria Lou knows the area. St. Louis area, she knows it, and she knows exactly how to price your home to sell it quickly and make you the most money. So think about that for a second. Less hassle, more money. That's exactly what I'm looking for when I'm selling my home. She's also been in the business for over 20 years and understands how to get buyers to your home. In fact, she's got a database with thousands of buyers that are ready, willing, and able to purchase your home. That drives traffic to your listing. More eyeballs, more money, right? At least we hope so. So please pick up the phone, call Gloria Lou. You tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in, and I promise you that she is going to sell your home quickly and for the amount of money that you are looking for. And all you have to do to get that is call her at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time for the NFL 4 Downs. Fire it, Marsh.
First down.
Carey, why is Kirk Cousins
He's not.
still a Falcon?
Oh, why is he still a Falcon? Because he's getting paid, $30-40 million by them, right?
You can't tell me he's not a better option than what the Steelers and even the Browns have.
I don't think he's a better option than what the Browns have. They got 5 guys, Anthony. And when you got 5 guys, you don't have one. You find one eventually. I think that's how it's said.
5 guys, good stuff.
That's a great place. If 5 guys, if y'all are listening, hey, I'm one of your guys. Holler at me.
I always amaze me just how many fries they put in the bag.
They give you the box. They give you and they give you a little more on top.
Like, I'm already cheating by having that big burger that's so delicious. And then they throw in, 4 pounds of fries. Yeah. I feel terrible.
It's unnecessary, actually.
After.
And it's unnecessary.
Anyways.
But either way, I don't think Cleveland is an option for Kirky. Not at all.
He's definitely an option for Pittsburgh.
He is. He has to be.
I don't agree.
He's Tomlin's guy.
Here's the thing. If you're going to do that, I hear what you're saying, and part of me wonders if this is because you just don't want him on your roster, which I don't understand.
Honestly, I'd be fine
why
with it.
You don't want him on your roster.
He's
Having
a fine backup.
Reliable backup quarterback
they're already paying him.
Extremely important. But the fact that you don't want him on your roster makes me not want him on my roster even more.
I've never wanted him on the roster.
Yeah, but you got him.
It's
you
terrible.
get what you get and you don't have a fit, Anthony. We learned that.
Same concept for the Steelers there, Carey.
If you drafted Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, there is nothing that I saw on film last year from Kirk Cousins that makes me believe that he is vastly greater than either one of those.
He beat the defending champions in their stadium.
Yeah, you said the reason that they lost that game is because Nick Sirianni made a dumbass decision.
That's because
you said he wasn't the real Italian and he made a bonehead decision.
I didn't say that until later.
Well, you said it. It sticks with you, things like that.
The head coach of the Saints also made a boneheaded decision that night. You loved it. You're like, this is the greatest call ever.
I thought it was a great call.
It literally cost the Eagles a game. You were like, hey.
And it shouldn't have.
This was a great
because
play.
The player, as I've told you, I can call a great play. If the player doesn't do his job, it looks like a dumbass idea. Player dropped the ball. Saquon. Best player of the year last year. He was outstanding. You saw him jump over somebody backwards. Cover Madden.
That was pretty good.
He's outstanding. Dropped the pass in the flat.
Night, was
he dropped the pass.
How'd he do?
He had a great night minus the drop in the flat.
He finished dead last that night.
Nah, he didn't finish dead last. It happens. So there's nothing that I saw from Kirk Cousins taking it back that would make... I watched this man not even be able to hand the ball off, Anthony. What the hell do I want Kirk Cousins on our roster for?
He was hurt.
Yeah,
he seemed to think he was great when he was on the Falcons. And now he hurt his shoulder and can't even throw the last 6 weeks of the season.
He'll be fine.
Hell with that. Don't need no damn Kirk Cousins.
Second down, please.
Second down.
So Louis Riddick said on ESPN that it no longer makes sense to him for the Steelers to sign Aaron Rodgers. He's missing too much time, valuable time to perhaps not only learn the playbook, but also develop chemistry with his receivers.
Oh, he's never had chemistry for the last 5 years.
Very true. Great point. Does it make sense anymore for the Steelers to sign him, or should they just go with Mason Rudolph?
If he's available, which he still is available, I would say you sign him. I don't see any reason why. Yes, you want to have chemistry, you want to work on timing, you want to do all of those things, and you want to make sure that your quarterback is in place during OTAs, mini camps. But as long as he's prepared for training camp, I think I'll be okay. Now, with that being said, if he shows up in training camp and he looks like trash, then I'm going to say, well, why in the hell did you sign him if he didn't come to OTAs and minicamps? You see how that works? There's a little bit of revisionist history in your brain. You get to hindsight is 2020. Yes, Sam.
Gary, I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Sitting here listening to you talk about two different quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering why you think Aaron Rodgers will be better than Kirk Cousins.
I watched him play last year. I literally watched one of them healed, and I think the injuries, if I'm not mistaken, obviously Aaron hurt his Achilles game 1. I don't think Kirk hurt his Achilles till when, Marsh? Late in the season. It was like
8 or
6. 9. Yeah, I thought it was like 6 games left in the year, which that's a little bit.
Maybe it was later.
It's a little bit less of a recovery time for Kirk Cousins in comparison to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron didn't worry me in terms of his Achilles. He was able to move. He just didn't throw the ball well to start the season off, and it got better as the year went along. Kirk Cousins, literally, they changed the way they line up so he could hand the ball off. He couldn't go under center. Nope. It was obvious. He couldn't go under center, so they lined him up in shotgun and put the running back right behind him in pistol and said, hey, just catch it and turn right or left.
That doesn't seem like a great idea.
Especially when the defense knows what's coming.
Terrible idea.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a terrible idea.
How does running back feel?
It wasn't great. Couldn't stretch his read. It was bad. So for me, Aaron Rodgers was healthier, way healthier than Kirk Cousins was last year. I can only go off of that. And Aaron Rodgers actually played better down the stretch. His last 6 to 8 weeks were actually pretty good football. They just were a terrible team. So I'm not as upset about Aaron Rodgers. And plus, Aaron Rodgers is a future Hall of Famer. He got something that Kirk don't. Like, even if he's older, he still got something that Kirk ain't never had in his life. And that's not a knock against Kirk Cousins. He's made a lot of money playing football. But he ain't got what Aaron Rodgers got. So if I'm choosing between the two, I'm going with Aaron.
Third down.
All right, which quarterback on a new team will have the best season? Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Justin Fields.
Oh, boy.
I'm not going to like my answer.
You think Justin Fields?
I do.
See, I eliminated him immediately.
Carey did this last year, too. When do you learn your lesson?
I'm hard-headed. I don't know if you know that about me.
I
got plenty of whoopings as a child.
I know.
Because I was hard-headed.
Because you always were flicking that flashlight at people.
That, too.
No, I love that about you, Carey. But at some point, bro, I've got to protect you from yourself. Justin Fields is not the answer here.
All right. Sometimes people get with a competent quarterback, coach, competent OC.
How many chances does he need?
It's only his third chance.
Only his third.
Geno
He's only
Smith
been
got
in the league
paid
for 5 years. It's only
Geno
his third.
Smith got paid a lot of money because he finally got somewhere.
Geno Smith is a way different quarterback.
Sam Darnold,
Justin Fields.
I think it's got to be Sam Darnold. I mean,
no, he can't be better. Look at the season he had last year.
Who?
Sam Darnold. Darnold with 14-3.
No, I'll ask the question. Which QB on a new team will have the best season? Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, or Justin Fields? So out of those
best
three.
Season out of those. Not
who will have the best season?
Not necessarily a better season for him, but a better season.
Yeah.
Which team will be better with that new quarterback?
Which QB of the three?
He should have just said which team will be. Yeah, I got you. I understand.
Yeah. So you think it's Darnold?
I think it's Darnold. I mean, considering the Seahawks won 10 games last year with Geno Smith, they got rid of him for Sam Darnold.
I misunderstood the question too because I was just going by quarterbacks. But yeah, I think it would be the Seahawks now because the Seahawks are a better team.
Better.
Yeah, my bad.
The Seahawks are the better team of the three. Jamie, I agree. He threw me off.
You guys were both confused. So 2 against 1. I should have phrased the question better. Yeah. It's my fault. Yeah.
That's our fault.
Which of the three?
We're dumb.
Which of the three will have the best season out of the three?
Okay. Yeah,
Seahawks.
Yeah, all right.
That's I mean, easy.
Do you think Geno Smith could have a decent year?
Where's Geno again?
The Raiders.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
Chip Kelly is the OC.
Who's their receivers?
They got Brock Bowers. They don't have that's what I was going to say. The true number one receiver.
Genty's the running back.
But Ashton Genty, even if when's the last time a rookie running back came in and was dominant, like one of the top running backs in the league?
I feel like it would have been Zeke.
Okay, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
15. And that off the top of my head, like a rookie
Ashton
running back.
Genty, as good as he is, he hasn't ran the ball against NFL defensive players. Yeah, and I'm not saying he can't do it.
Yeah, sure.
But until he does do it, it's different.
Right.
He could he's a little freight train, right? That's plays in college because only a small percentage of those guys playing college ball will ever play in the NFL. So when he's lined up against number one defense in the league, and they've got the linebackers waiting, and the line is ready, and they know what the play is.
Right. Nobody to cover except for Brock Bowers.
That's what I'm going with it. I think Geno's going to have a tough run here.
All right.
4th down.
Last question. Are the Commanders, and Jamie, I think you're going to disagree here.
What?
Are the Commanders a bigger threat to the Eagles in the NFC than any other team?
No. Next. 5th down.
Overtime.
5th down. It's the Mizzou game.
Yeah. Oh, no.
What happened there?
Oh.
Not great.
We'll see the refs gave Mizzou's opponent, an extra down
Colorado
to score, and they wound up winning that game.
You can blame the refs, but that's on the damn coach.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm with you.
You gotta know. You gotta know what down it is, buddy.
Very true.
And maybe they did. Maybe they did tell the refs, but
No, in all honesty, though, do we really believe? I'm just going to ask the question. It might be dumb. Do we really believe the Eagles are the best team in the NFC now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down, Carey.
And
get
Jamie,
carried away.
it's not even. I don't even think it's close.
What about the
either.
Lions?
I don't
They're
think
very
it's
good,
close.
but
What about the Commanders? The Commanders are
think
going
it's
to move.
close.
They're going to take steps forward. They have to, right?
Man, the
I think-
Philadelphia Eagles are
a
building.
juggernaut.
They are building themselves to become a juggernaut. You go to 2 Super Bowls out of the last 3 years. You finally win one. They are poised to go right back. They got everything you need, offensively, defensively. You thought maybe that they would take a step back with Jason Kelsey, your center, retiring. You felt like, they might struggle. No, we plug and play here, and they draft. I think they have drafted the last 7 to 8 years better than any team in all of the NFL.
I agree.
And I don't even think that's close. So for me, the Eagles and what they've done in free agency with trades, they go get A.J. Brown, they bring in Saquon Barkley. They are doing something really, really well over there, and they got some things figured out.
No doubt. I do think the Commanders, though, wind up giving the Eagles a tough time. Now, John Scores, the birthday boy, said Commanders are not sneaking up on anyone this year. I agree. They added Deebo Samuel. They added, who's the offensive lineman they added? Was it Tunsil?
Larry Tunsil.
Larry Tunsil.
And they added, you said Deebo Samuel as well.
Deebo Samuel, they added in the trade. I agree with John that they're not going to sneak up on anybody, but Jaden Daniels is going to be a headache for any opponent. Even if he regresses a little bit from a passing standpoint, that's still somebody that can run them out of issues and run them out of trouble. I feel like the Lions starting to lose some of their offensive linemen, things like that. They kind of had a rougher offseason. All right, we got our Sports Six Pack next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Sports Six Pack is next. Jamie, when it comes to our guy, Stewie will find you the best rates and loans, save you money over the long haul, debt consolidation he can help you with. But again, one of his specialties is finding your dream home.
Yeah, and we've told this story before, is I started looking for a home in the fall and went through the process. I thought it was going to be a long process. The last time I bought a home, it took forever to get all the paperwork, this, that, jump through hoops. It was nothing. Within one day, Stewie had me pre-approved for the amount that I needed. Then I had a pre-approval letter that he sent to me so I could fill it in with what we needed for the offer. Once the offer was accepted, a couple of days later, I got the next information, the next email. Everything was all lined up. All I had to do was sign things. And then we're at the closing table. Mm-hmm. It was an unbelievable process, and Stewie handled everything perfect. All of his staff was great. The emails were informative. I highly recommend that if someone's purchasing a home, even if you've gotten a quote from a lender already, get a second opinion. Talk to Stewie. He's going to do the best he possibly can for you. And he hands out his personal cell phone number. We'll make it really easy for you to call him. It's 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him. We see him all the time. We do these commercials and his phone's ringing. He answers the phone. He's buzzing around. He loves helping people. So please give him a call. If you can't remember that number, Anthony?
You can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final. It is a rematch of last year's final. The Edmonton Oilers going up against the Florida Panthers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Anthony Becht at 4:30. Battlehawks head coach and Brad Thompson at 4:45. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, though. So get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. The Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
Especially you two.
I didn't hear what you said.
You two, especially. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
What did he say?
I love Krabby Anthony.
You two should be embarrassed.
For what?
For your, I don't ever want to hear again how tough you guys are after today.
I told you.
What we learned today.
Listen.
Carey and Jamie talk a good game.
Nope. Here's what you learned today.
Pooped themselves trying to get out of the studio.
My daughter's alone.
With a tornado warning.
My 16-year-old
Don't you dare
daughter's
bring up your
alone.
family.
I won't bring up my family. I'll bring up me.
I'll bring up whatever the hell I want.
I'll bring up me. You put a linebacker in front of me, knock his ass out. You try to fight a tornado if you dare, and then you can prove how tough you are. You can be tougher than Jamie and I, and if you beat the tornado's ass, you definitely are tougher than Jamie and I.
Put together.
This was Carey. If I could do an impression of Carey. Oh, is that a dark?
Yep. Gotta go.
In fairness to Carey, Carey got yelled at by the boss last time because we didn't leave. And Carey told the boss, we don't have a procedure in place. But here we go.
And the boss stuck his head in the door.
The same impersonation of
gave you the
Jamie?
finger.
Let's
go.
Go back, check the tape.
John whirled his finger around and said, let's go.
We can't go to dead air.
What's worse,
let's go to Dead Anthony then.
Yeah, exactly. What's worse, Anthony?
Can't go to dead air.
Dead air or dead Anthony?
Dead air for sure.
Somebody's got to stay.
Today for sure.
Somebody's got to stay. Band of Brothers. You guys should watch it sometime.
You should have just left Marshy.
I would never leave Marsh. Never. I can still smell the poop from their drawers from earlier, Marsh.
Hey, you still have those Depends that I gave you a couple
they need
years
them.
ago.
I'm just going to gift it to them.
It should still be in the
I was
office.
like, it was black as hell. And I'm like, and then my phone did start going off.
Embarrassing.
And my daughter was like, I'm scared. I'm at home. And I said, okay. So I had to walk her through it. She got the dogs. Like, show a little compassion, Anthony.
No.
Yeah, it's all good.
You showed a lot of, you showed a lot of compassion for Marsh and I.
No, it's okay. No.
The man
Carey
said, leave.
South County was fine, though. Don't worry about it. I can tell you. I had my guy.
It actually was.
I had text from the schools, from the camps, saying they're seeking shelter. So,
well, yeah, it's precautionary. I looked at the radar. South County's fine. It's sunshine out there right now.
Okay. Wow. Well, good.
This is when you learn. This is you know what I learned today.
I learned a lot.
I did too. Trust me.
Our team is fractured.
It is. I saw that today.
We just got
I'm seeing it now.
Just got a text from 314. Marsh would leave Joey V though.
He would. He absolutely would. All right, let's get to our sports six pack.
Yeah.
Question number 1.
All right, this one comes from the Water Boy.
I died on the ice.
I died in the studio.
on air. Except I wasn't able to come back.
Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on Ryan Day saying the Big Ten should have 4 automatic bids?
Agreed.
Does that mean the MAC should have at least 5 automatic bids? SEC gets 6.
Nah.
Yes.
MAC's going to have to fight for themselves to get into a college football playoff. Going to have to take not that it can't happen, Anthony. I don't think not saying that it'll never happen because clearly anything can happen, right?
The Big Ten should have to earn it too. If there's 4 qualified teams, then they should get in. But if they didn't earn it,
you have 4 teams in the top 15, I'm sure.
Maybe next year. Maybe this upcoming season, sure. Maybe even next year. 2 years, who knows? I'm not going to say automatic bids for Big Ten teams.
You all tell me the SEC is the toughest conference in football.
It has been over the years.
We play each other every day, and it's so hard. We struggle.
It has been the toughest conference.
You got to fight each other every week.
Why did you even say those 3 letters? Those 3 letters.
The hardest football you can play.
Next question.
It's 3 damn teams in the SEC that matter.
We're back to war here.
Alabama, Georgia, LSU. Every 6th year. Everybody else, nobody cares. Last time Auburn been good. Been a while. Nobody cares. Ole Miss? Yeah. No, thank you.
Big Ten doesn't have any terrible teams, that's for sure.
But that's my point.
No, Rutgers is a powerhouse.
That's the point. As is Vanderbilt. That's my point. It's the same thing. You have 3 teams that are really good. And 3 of those teams happen to be the champions. They have been. Alabama, Georgia, LSU. Who else you got? On a consistent basis.
LSU's been tough.
I just said that.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Did he?
I shut off. I'm not going to lie. I shut off.
Ole Miss has been tough.
As soon as he starts in on the SEC, I go
That's
blank.
what I'm saying.
I'm done.
You should.
By the way,
blank yourself.
Anthony, the Waterboy says that the Clear camp kept going, though.
It certainly did. It certainly did. Synergy Hockey was like, you know what? Let's call it a day.
We're still on the ice out there.
Clear camp. We're still clearing it every day.
Question number 2.
All right. From Grant Francis Fan Club, Jamie, thoughts on Seattle and Pittsburgh's recent head coach hiring?
Yeah, terrible. I can't even believe they picked those guys. Like, Lane Lambert is an unbelievable assistant coach. Anytime he's ever been a head coach in the NHL, it has been not great. And the other guy, Muse, I mean, I don't know what Kyle Dubas is doing. Like, your coach doesn't have to look imposing all the time, but like, there is a certain look I want of my coach. Right, Carey? Like, like Mike McDaniel, not the stereotypical look for an NFL head coach. However, he's got the chops, meaning the brain, to impress you, this and that and the other. He's earned his stripes. This guy, Muse, I seen him on the bench a bunch of times. I look over, I'm like, who's that guy? Like, he looks like their accountant is over there on the bench. I'm not being mean. Google him. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, I don't know. Maybe he's a hell of a coach. I mean, just because he doesn't look the part doesn't mean he can't act the part. You know? Like, take a look at that guy, Marshy. That guy balances my checkbook for me.
Okay.
Come on. Look at the bottom left picture.
He looks like a young guy.
What? He looks like Mr. Burns if he was bald.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with bald head coaches.
I don't care about bald head coaches. I don't care about bald people in general. I mean, I care about them. I don't care that they're bald.
Thank you.
Carey, I care a lot about you.
You're bald. I care about you today.
Today?
Yeah. These other two, I'm not feeling their vibe.
Oh, we're being gaslit right now.
Yeah,
I'm not
we are.
feeling their vibe.
We totally are. We're not feeling your vibe.
This is called gaslighting.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
Stay in
Did you
here
care about Jamie when you ran out of here before?
Yeah, he came right behind me.
I did double back, though. Make sure Anthony was okay.
I thought they were
following
us.
I gotta be able to see this.
That's why he came back.
See you guys.
Gotta be able to see my phone.
And then when I get downstairs, they never came. Man, like, what are they doing?
Anthony watched the movie Twister not too long ago. He has belt strapped to the thing here. He wasn't leaving.
Ride it out.
I've seen this before. I've seen bad weather before. You know? I don't blame you guys. I really
Literally
don't.
just had a tornado rip through the city.
I don't blame you guys.
Yeah, causing terrible
damage. I don't blame
damage.
you guys. You did a nice job. You did a nice job getting out here and protecting yourselves.
In fact, speaking of that, we're going to drop this out there.
That was terrible. That was really low.
I ignored it.
That was terrible.
So, anyways, on a serious note, tomorrow night in Cottleville, Carey, I don't know what you're doing, but tomorrow night, the public schoolhouse in Cottleville, we are having a fundraiser for the people affected in the tornadoes. St. Louis Food Bank, all that stuff. We're going to have me, Jim Campbell, a bunch of people, some bands out there raising money for people in the area. So if you're in the area, stop by. It's from, I believe it's from 5 to 10 p.m.
Excellent.
Nice.
How do you feel now, Anthony?
Question number 3.
I've never been more steadfast in my convictions of what I saw today.
Anthony, I think this would be a great question for you. From the 314, what do radio people do during tornado warnings?
Depends on who you are.
Depends on how smart you are.
It depends on who you are.
Depends on... Go ahead.
If you're on a radio station where you've got music, you can just flip it to music. We're not as fortunate. So we've got some procedures that we need to work through, including either going to national or interviews. But the thing is, you don't want dead air.
You know what I just realized?
A couple people got to stay behind and do their thing. And half the show cowers in a ball downstairs in the basement with the rest of the people.
You know what I just realized, Jamie?
What's that?
He's not mad at us.
He's mad at himself.
He's not. No,
I'm not mad at myself. Not one bit.
But he's really not mad at us either.
No.
He's one thing I know about Anthony.
Other things.
One thing I know about Anthony is the projection. When it's like it's the spite, the anger, the vitriol, like it's all there. It's all encompassed in one action, one mood, and this is where he is probably for the next hour and a half. He'll get over
for
it.
the rest of the show.
Nah,
for sure.
He's not
What time is it?
Nah, he won't hold it.
I'll be pretty close.
He won't hold it for another 2.5 hours.
5 o'clock hour, he'll be back.
By 5 o'clock.
By 5 o'clock,
he'll be back to normal. But he's not mad at us. Trust me.
He's using us as the vehicle.
He is pointing the gun at us, but he's not. He doesn't really want
that happen before.
We're here, you know, and it's okay, Anthony.
Late at night.
Listen, I forgive you. I forgive you for the anger that you are spewing towards us because we know, Jamie and I know, it's not towards us. We love you.
He's got
We
you.
understand. No, I do. I know. Trust me. I am 100%. I look in this man's eyes. I am 100% certain he is deflecting that anger and rage at us because we are the easiest targets in his face right now. It's not towards us. And that's okay, Anthony. I learned in therapy to forgive. Even when I don't want to forgive, I forgive you. And I hope that that changes something that softens your heart just a little bit to take that anger elsewhere. Place it in the direction it needs to be placed, not at us. Because we love you.
You taste that in your mouth?
A little bit, yeah.
It's a crap sandwich.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, that wasn't a crab sandwich.
That was
at all.
heartfelt.
By the way,
it was actually baked. It was baked in.
Yeah.
It was a deep fried crab sandwich.
It was in the air fryer.
You didn't know it initially. Eventually, you tasted
It's
it.
crunchy.
Wait a second.
Oh, my God.
We'll end it on this. The 314 pointed out, I didn't catch it at the time, but notice how Jamie invited Carey, not Anthony, to come out.
Yeah,
I live
clearly.
right by
You want
Jamie.
this kind of vibe showing up to that thing?
Anthony, Jamie.
You want somebody that's going to stand by you, loyal?
Jamie, he's not
Somebody's gonna be there for you.
He's not mad at us. I
I
promise.
invited Anthony because CD lives 5 minutes from there. Or I invited CD because he lives 5
You
minutes
know,
from there.
Marsh, no man left behind. You know that thought process?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. It was not on display today.
Yeah,
Right.
I wonder at what point is the no man left behind when that man, both men are capable of moving themselves and walking and following procedure. When does that take?
What procedure?
I told you. I just told you.
What procedure?
That's what I told you. See, now I get the real answer. That's the answer. That's the anger. It ain't you, Jamie. It ain't me. We know.
You know who I blame? I blame myself.
Hey, you know what? Why don't we take all this anger? Because we just got a text from the 210, easily the worst show on the 101 roster. Infighting, bickering, not a team effort.
But guess what, 210? If you are, never mind. Coming up next, rest of the sports six pack here on 101 ESPN.
Come on down, mess with the team.
Sure.
Join me and the St. Louis Bourbon Society for an unbelievable day on June 4th coming up here, on June 7th coming up here. They've got the Bourbon and Brews Festival, and it is unbelievable. Went to it last year, and I could not believe what my eyes saw. First of all, it's at the Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville, Missouri. unbelievable space for this. They've got amazing booths set up all over the place with different bourbon tastings. Over 400 different bourbons that will be there. I learned so much about all these different bourbons, and the people who go are unbelievable. They've also got a number of different beers available and craft cocktails available. They've got the Whiskey House that's right there on the premises. Got to have a VIP ticket for that, though. And how do you get those tickets? It's easy. Go to Bourbon and Brews s-tlewis.com, and right there you can get a VIP ticket or general admission ticket. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. You're going to walk around, you get a little cup that you can get your tastings in and try different things, ask questions. It's honestly some of the most fun I've ever had, and it's at Frankie Martin's Garden in St. Charles. So please, again, visit the website, Bourbon and Brews stlewis.com, and that is this Saturday, June 7th. You don't want to miss it.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com. Must be 21 years of age or older. Drink responsibly.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack. If you got a question, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. I think we're at question 3, Marsh?
I believe we're on question 4.
Oh, Eddie.
Wow.
All right.
Look at us.
Nice job, guys. Question 4, please.
Question number 4.
Guys, who is your favorite golfer on tour?
Right now?
Yes.
Nobody.
I don't
have a favorite golfer.
I don't have a favorite. I like Scotty Scheffler just because he had all that trouble in the tournament, got arrested, all that stuff.
He had some,
He's got
I was going to say he had some issues, but I mean, he wasn't always, that wasn't his fault either, right?
No, not that. Well, he's had some issues in the past, though, too.
Who am I thinking of recently?
I like
Scotty Scheffler was the one who got arrested.
Yeah.
Because the cop said he was tried to run him over or something.
Yeah.
Which wasn't true. And
right.
But he's number 1 in the world.
He had some issues before that, too.
Got it.
He'd be my favorite right now because I look at him and he looks like one of the old school golfers to me. Like when I used to turn on the TV and Jack Nicklaus was playing Greg Norman, they look like good dudes who play golf. Then Tiger Woods came in and Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. These guys look like linebackers playing golf.
It's because of Tiger.
It is.
Tiger Woods,
he
y'all.
totally changed, which is fine. I get it. But I just like to see Scotty Scheffler, a guy who's just unassuming, gets up there and just crushes the golf ball.
Yeah.
I find it fun. So he would be my favorite right now, but it's not like I'm glued to the TV.
Right.
It's not like when Tiger was playing, you know?
Yeah, you had to watch.
I don't have, in terms of just watching, Dustin Johnson, DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He seems like a normal guy
He is.
with normal man issues. You know, we're just living life, playing a little golf.
Married into a pretty good family, too.
That seems like he done things the right way, you know?
Gretzky.
Yeah. Go with DJ.
All right. Yeah, I don't have one. I'm not gonna lie to you, people. It's not like I'm sitting there like I've got to watch. I know some people that love watching golf. That's fantastic. I'm not one of those that's like I've got to see this play out to see if my guy so and so win. I don't.
John Daly kind of.
John Daly, yeah, sure.
Great job.
Smoke a cig on the golf course.
Do his thing.
Drink a beer. Hit the ball. Might hit it well, might not. Who cares?
He's wearing his pajama pants out there.
Roll over and go play golf.
He's a Cardinals fan, too.
Yeah.
There's this guy, I was watching the Memorial this weekend. I thought this was funny. I don't know if this happens all the time, but there's a golfer on tour named Ben Griffin. And right after he hits his tee shot, you just hear a guy in the background go,
10 pints for Gryffindor.
I saw there's a golfer that I really enjoyed back in the day that he was Jamie, you'd appreciate this. He was a former hockey player. And, he's doing some of the long drive contests and things like that just to earn some money, but eventually wound up on the PGA Tour and did pretty well. After
he had
a while.
a really unique style. I remember him. Very unique, but he figured out how to use it to his advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got some endorsements. Well, wound up having an okay career. Got some endorsements out of it and things like that. But I enjoyed watching him play. But it's been a while now.
Been a while.
I think he's coming back on tour, is he not?
There is rumor that he'd been some back work done or something like that, and now he's readjusted himself. He could be back on the tour soon.
Well, I'll look out for that.
I think somebody said this summer.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right, cool.
Question number 5.
From the 314, hey guys, who would win in a family feud between the 3 ESPN shows, especially if it's a sports-specific show? I got the Fast Lane all day. That's from the Jim Reaper.
I'll say this. I would put us up against those two shows in any competition. Have we had issues? Yes. We've all had personal issues. Marsh less so. But we're all psychopaths, and one thing I will know. We're competitive as hell.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
I would say us.
Yep.
In anything.
Fairly confident.
Yeah.
Very. Good.
Will we battle each other during it? Yeah, probably. But we will come out victors.
Should we practice our clap?
Oh, yeah, that's Good answer, Carey. Good answer.
Yeah, nice shot. Let's see it.
We should start doing that in the segment. Anthony, good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Show us Hurricane. No, not even close.
Show us accountability, Steve.
No, I'm sorry. It's not an answer.
There you go.
Now, BK Ferrari, they have a chance to steal.
Question number 6.
All right, Mongo wants to know, what is your least favorite weather happening? Mine is an ice storm.
Ice storm.
That's a bad one.
Yeah.
Like freezing rain is terrible.
Yeah, that's not
Black
good.
ice on the
Yeah,
road.
that's the worst one. Being from Canada, too, like there's a couple times where I'll forget. I won't forget that I woke up in the morning and everything had ice on it because it had been freezing rain throughout the whole night. So as soon as the rain hits, it's freezing. So all the trees covered in ice. Like, it's actually kind of beautiful looking until you try to walk outside, drive, do anything. You can't. We had kids that would skate down the street. They put your skates on, and the best way to get around was they were skating door to door to go play with friends. Because but ice storm. For sure.
that would be bad.
I agree. Yeah, ice storm is bad. I had to deal with one earlier this year. I had to do the show from the hotel because I was unable to get back home.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was bad out there.
Mm-hmm. We've had some rough weather in 25 here.
Yeah,
it's been a rough go.
Yeah. All right.
Stay safe out there, everyone.
Have fun, but be safe out there. Indeed. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Our guy, Derek Stevens from Circa Sports Illinois, came on the show not too long ago to talk about some awesome things coming up right now at Circa Sports and on the Circa Sports Illinois app. They got the Circa Survivor. There's $15 million guaranteed to the winner. Just $1,000 per entry with a maximum of 10 entries per person. You pick one team straight up every week to win. If the team loses or ties, the entry is eliminated. You can only pick each team once in a season. That's the exciting part. If you go 20-0 or be the last person standing to win, that's when you get the big bucks. If a single person wins, they get the entire pot. Multiple people goes to 20-0, then multiple people are eliminated the same week to reduce the contest to 0. They split the pot. Thanksgiving and Black Friday combined for a week. Christmas Day is its own week. That's exciting news for anybody who wants to get in on the gambling act. Again, that's Circa Sports in Las Vegas, and you can download the Circa Sports Illinois app. It's available at the website or on the App Store. They got tight money line splits. They have the best odds of any app that's out there. I promise you're going to love using your Circa Sports Illinois app. So please don't miss out on the action. Download Bet Like a Pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app today and join in on the excitement. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Four warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
403, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Eric to the Gauntlet. What's up, Eric?
How's it going, fellas?
Doing all right, man. Staying safe out there. You all right?
Whew, almost didn't make it. I was under the overpass there when that tornado came through or whatever. I was a little scary, so...
Glad you're safe. Yeah, glad you're safe, man.
Good luck with you guys.
Well, good, man. We appreciate you listening. Glad you're safe. And you got the entire show available. Do you want Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me?
Well, this is a revenge game. I'm going after Jamie. He got me a few months back, so let's go.
Okay.
What was the category?
You got, well, what do you think you got me in?
Oh, hockey?
Of course, yeah.
My condolences.
Swept the floor clean with me.
Oh, damn, Eric. I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed of myself, really.
I doubt it.
No, you're right. All right, good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
All right, so, Eric, you're going to go ahead and tell Andrew Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
Eric, what are you hoping for?
Well, not hockey.
Okay.
What's random?
We've had hockey like 2 days in a row.
Okay, so based on Marsh's face, it's not hockey. But it almost was hockey.
No, it was almost random.
But?
It's baseball.
Oh, okay. All right. How do you feel? How do you feel about a little baseball?
I love a little baseball. Played a lot of baseball in my day.
All right. Well, good. You're going to get 4 baseball-related questions. Thank you, Marsh. All worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, question 1. Rafael Palmeiro is one of 7 players with both 3,000 hits and 500 homers. With whom did he begin his major league career with in 1986?
Oh, man. Go ahead and give me the odds.
Sure. Chicago Cubs, Texas Rangers, Baltimore Orioles.
Oh. For some reason, I want to say it's the Orioles. I'm going to go with the Orioles final answer.
Yep.
Question number 2. Can you tell us the team that had the best record in baseball when Memorial Day arrived last year?
Best record in baseball last year around this time. The Baltimore Orioles.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, question number 3. Who spent 22 seasons with the Cardinals, making him the longest tenured Redbird of all time?
How many seasons?
22.
Options.
Options are Pepper Martin, Dizzy Dean, or Stan the Man.
Oh. I'll go Dizzy Dean, final answer.
All right, final question, Eric. In 2015, Jose Ramirez made his first opening day roster for Cleveland. Which of the infield positions did he play?
Not going to say the options. I'll go second base, final answer.
All right. Let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Eric, how you feeling?
I think I got myself in a Baltimore Orioles little tunnel there and might have messed up, but we'll see.
All right. We'll see also how Jamie's feeling right now. Jamie, you're good to go. Okay. Put on those earbuds.
Yeah.
How was the Cone of Silence?
It was lively today.
Really?
We had Bradford Bruns in there, Mike Ryder. We were talking about my T-shirt, the Rack House. Great little spot out in Cottleville. My daughter works there, too. So,
there you go.
Yeah, highly recommended, Anthony.
Excellent. Your category today, Jamie, is baseball.
Okay. Okay.
Jamie?
What?
Pack a lunch.
Okay.
Here we go. Question 1. Rafael Palmeiro is one of 7 players with both 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. With whom did he begin his major league career with in 1986?
Options, please.
Chicago Cubs, Texas Rangers, Baltimore Orioles.
I think it was the Orioles. Final answer.
Question number 2. Can you tell us the team that had the best record in baseball when Memorial Day arrived last year?
Really? Really? Memorial Day?
You dropped your glasses.
You didn't even use Flag Day?
No, I'm sorry.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Options.
Is it the Phillies, the Yankees, or the Dodgers?
Memorial Day. I'll say, I mean, the obvious one's the Dodgers, right? But I feel like it's not obvious. I feel like it's the Phillies for some. I feel like doing the Stalter thing where, Yankees and the Dodgers end up in the World Series, so the outlier is the Phillies. Phillies, final answer.
Question number 3. Who spent 22 seasons with the Cardinals, making him the longest tenured Redbird of all time?
22 years. So, right away, I think of Yachty. 22 years. Yachty came in 03, so that I don't know if that's possible. 02 maybe, but even then, 22 will bring us to 2024, which As I say, Carey, the math don't work for me.
Yeah.
Give me the options.
Options are Pepper Martin, Dizzy Dean, or Stan the Man.
Just go with Stan Musial. Final answer.
Final question.
Oof.
In 2015, Jose Ramirez made his first opening day roster for Cleveland. Which of the infield positions did he play?
Second base. Final answer.
Okay.
This is not fun. I don't love baseball today.
All right, let's go over these. Let's just start right there. In 2015, Jose Ramirez made his first opening day roster for Cleveland. Which of the infield positions did he play? Jamie just said second base without the options. Eric also said second base without the options. Correct answer is
shortstop.
Shortstop is the correct answer.
He probably led off that day too, Jamie. Shortstop.
Not now.
0-0.
Not now.
Rafael Palmeiro is one of 7 players with both 3,000 hits and 500 homers. With whom did he begin his major league career with in 1986? With the options, Jamie said the Baltimore Orioles. With the options, Eric said the Baltimore Orioles. Correct answer is?
It is the Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs.
He finished with the Orioles, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Because the Rangers I knew was like right in the middle. His longest tenure was with the Rangers, wasn't it?
I think Will Clark replaced him in Texas.
But his longest tenure was in the
replaced him in Baltimore. So I think it's Texas.
He went to Texas, Baltimore, back to Texas, and then back to Baltimore.
Oh.
Yeah. So he spent
a suitcase.
10 years in Texas, 7 years in Baltimore.
There you go. All right.
Thank you, Carey.
Can you tell us the team that had the best record in baseball when Memorial Day arrived last year? Now, Eric did not take the options. He went with the Baltimore Orioles. They were not an option.
Sorry about that.
Although certainly a good guess because Baltimore had a good season
great
last year.
Yes.
Jamie did take the options. He went with the outlier, the team that did not play each other in the World Series, the Yankees and Dodgers. He went with the Phillies. Correct answer is...
It's the Phillies.
The Phillies. 38-17 was their record, so Jamie's got 1 point. Comes down to this.
Let's go, baby.
Who spent 22 seasons with the Cardinals, making him the longest tenured Redbird of all time? You both took the options. Jamie, you said Stan the Man Musial.
Yeah.
Eric also took the options, went with Dizzy Dean. If it's Dizzy Dean, we've got a walk-off. If it's Stan Musial or Pepper Martin, Jamie wins today. And unfortunately, Eric gets shut out. Eric.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
Correct answer is Stan Musial. Stan Musial. 2-0 victory today for Jamie. Eric, revenge was not in the cards today, my friend. I'm sorry.
It sure was not. Jamie, if you want me to call back tomorrow and use a different name,
We're just going to keep kicking this can down the road, are we?
We can do it, yeah.
Sorry, Eric.
Oh, man. Eric, thanks a lot for listening. Thanks for playing, buddy. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too,
you
Eric.
too.
Thanks. All right. So nice job, Jamie. 2-0.
Oh, that was not a
tough one.
That wasn't
was
pretty. That's obscure.
That was kind of obscure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Bradford.
And you were just with him.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
He's teed me up. He's all nice in there. And then
He knew.
he knew. He's like,
He
just
knew
wait.
what was coming for
just
you.
wait till you take the blue pill.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we have Anthony Becht, coach of the Battlehawks, at the bottom of the hour, and we also have Brad Thompson at 4:45. So we've got a couple interviews coming up. But before that, Marcia's got what's trending next in the Fast Lane.
Hey, it's Carey for Window Nation, and at Window Nation, they have been St. Louis's trusted window pros for years, providing reliable and durable windows that are built to keep your home secure and comfortable year-round. They know what matters most to you: home security, insulation, and comfort. The windows at Window Nation are built to keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer and secure year-round. And Window Nation has some of the best insulated windows you can buy. If you reach out to them today, you can get those windows taken care of. Call them at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com, because right now you can buy 4 windows and get 4 free. Get a free entry door and a pair of St. Louis Cardinals tickets when you buy a house full of windows, and you can get 0 down, 0 interest, and pay nothing for 2 years until 2027. Your new windows can be installed in 1 day or less, and they have a 96% customer satisfaction rating, and they have 1,500 colors and styles to choose from. So don't wait. Hurry. The sale ends June 30th. Again, 4 windows you buy, you get 4 free. Reach out to them today. Schedule a fast in-home free estimate with the pros at Window Nation, 866-90-NATION, or online at windownation.com.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, what is trending? How about those Colorado Rockies?
Yeah.
First sweep since 2024, the month of May. It's been a whole calendar year since the Rockies have swept a team.
Good for
Best
them.
team in baseball since June 2nd.
Absolutely, they are.
I don't know that that's...
Yeah, well,
What are you talking about?
Does that apply?
Fact check it.
It's a small sample size.
It's a sample size, though.
it certainly is.
See
How
if
many
they-
wins they got now? 12?
Do they have 12?
Yeah,
They are
they're-
12 and 50.
They're trying.
So riddle me this. Because of the way baseball's set up now, you can't tank anymore. Like, you can tank, but you're not an automatic to get the first pick.
No, because there's so many other teams that are now crappy.
Yeah, but don't they have some kind of a foolproof system that means like you can't tank every year and get the top pick? I thought there was something to do with the draft that was unique to try and discourage teams.
They have that in. They have that in hockey.
That's a lottery.
Well, yeah,
NBA
but
is
that
lottery.
doesn't lottery. But it doesn't guarantee that you're going to be the first pick.
If you're bad for more than 1 year, like the second year, you can't be the first pick. I don't know. Maybe I'm making it up.
The draft order lottery, the first 6 picks are determined by a lottery, with teams having worse records having higher chances of winning their top picks. So there is a lottery.
There you go.
Reverse order of standings, remaining picks in the first round, and then chosen in reverse order. So maybe you're thinking of.
Someone says Rockies are not even eligible to have a top 10 pick this season. Why?
Okay.
Why? Like, why are they not eligible?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know.
I don't either. See, I hear these things and read these things, these blurbs, but nobody ever has.
You can't get a top pick for more than 2 years in a row. Maybe that's what you're thinking.
Maybe that's what I don't know, Carey.
I don't know if any of this is true. Actually, I mean, they could be.
They could say anything right now.
Yep, we go for it.
It says yes, you can't pick in the top 10 for more than 2 years in a row.
There you go.
Well, that's dumb.
See, I just told you. I didn't make it up, Carey.
No, I don't think you made it up.
This time.
But I think it's dumb. Why would if I stink, I'm trying to stink.
But
if I'm bad enough to have the top 10 pick for 2 years in a row, I probably ain't really good.
No.
You win 12 games. Okay. Yeah. You think they're trying?
No.
You don't think that the Colorado Rockies are trying, like the players?
The players are trying. The front office is not. No.
That's ridiculous.
I agree.
Sucks for them.
Guys, game 1 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow night. And you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop. I'm sorry.
Thunder and the Pacers.
Yeah. Pregame is at
Can't miss
6:30.
that.
Tip-off, not puck drop. Tip-off is at 7:30. It's game 1, Thunder Pacers. And both teams have one person to thank as to the reason why they're playing in the finals.
Yeah.
And that's Paul George.
Oh, wow.
Paul George is the link between both of those teams.
Oh.
He got traded for SGA, I believe, in OKC. They traded him to the Clippers. And in Indiana, some of the picks that they moved around somehow or another ended up with Halliburton and all of the things that they have going on.
Well, there you go.
PG-13.
So
Can't win a
Paul
championship.
George is going to win a championship this year.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to give him a ring. He's
probably
only in
should.
OKC for a year, I think. They probably wouldn't.
No.
They'd probably give old Reggie Miller a ring. The Pacers win it.
Why? What did he do?
I mean, he's the greatest Pacer of all time.
So?
He wasn't the greatest pacer of all time this season.
Well, he's 50.
Why would you give?
Exactly.
Hang on. Why would you give anybody who's not on the team a ring?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that in the staff in the.
Yeah, but they're part of the team.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, he's not.
He's a legacy member.
What does that mean?
That means he might get a ring. If the owner wants to give him a damn ring, it's his money.
But why?
Why not?
Anthony, where do you stand on this?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're not part of the team.
Now,
he couldn't
Reggie
get it done.
might not accept it.
No, he couldn't get it done. No, hear me out, Carey. He couldn't get it done while he was a player. But now that he's a legacy, he sits courtside. He gets a ring. Just for being around, because he's Reggie Miller.
Sorry.
You think Jamie should get a ring for the 2019 Stanley Cup?
Yeah. Just I was part of the broadcast team.
Jamie, what the hell are you doing?
Well, because I got one.
Does that count? Do the broadcasters get one too?
Yeah.
Part of the team. That's why I said
Should I have gotten a Stanley Cup ring for the 2019 Blues? No.
You never played for the Blues. You don't call games
Not yet.
for them.
It's a joke. It's a joke. He doesn't broadcast for the team. He does nothing.
No.
Sits there. Big smile on his face on the side.
Anthony, you did a broadcast, though, from that booth.
I certainly did.
Yeah.
I did many a broadcast for that booth. Many.
You guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
some of them were okay, too.
You're getting lunch for team personnel?
I certainly am. Yep. And then he's complaining about not being able to eat it in time.
That was a That's a bit of a jerk move, wasn't it?
It was.
You were late. You were trying to rush around and grab some food for a team member. He's like, damn, what took you so long?
Somebody from the radio team.
Damn, you just
TV
not
team.
getting here? Man, sorry, I had to drop my kids off and drive around the entire city of St. Louis.
Oh, maybe the guy he got food for had to swallow it in one serving because he wasn't going to be finished in time for the show.
Damn, I'm glad you could make it to the show and you brought my food finally. Been starving. What the hell took you so long?
I thought he was going to be the guy thought he was going to be there like at least an hour ahead of the show. I mean, call me crazy.
He had to stop and get you food.
The guy that needed the food even got him good parking.
He did. I'll give you that. Good thing you did, too, because that would have been late.
That guy would have never eaten.
No. I'd still be walking on Clark.
Just a heads up, guys. Last thing here. The Cardinals game is postponed tonight.
Oh, come
on. Cardinals put out there due to inclement weather in the St. Louis area.
Inclement weather.
Tonight's game against the Kansas City Royals has been postponed. The Cardinals and Royals will play a split doubleheader tomorrow. Game 1 will begin at 12:45. Gates will open at 11:15. And Game 2 will begin at 6:45 as originally scheduled, with the gates opening at 5:15. So it's a good thing that they have people go down there and then call the game.
You can avoid all that now. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Anthony Becht has got a massive game coming up this weekend against the DC Defenders, one in which that could send them to the UFL championship game. Anthony Becht, head coach of your Battlehawks, joins us next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to Auto Centers Nissan, you could skip the drama and head right to Herculaneum, or you could check them out at AutoCentersNissan.com. But Auto Centers Nissan, they're phenomenal, man. Car shopping can feel overwhelming, driving all over town, tracking down the right vehicle, juggling prices and promises. But at Auto Centers Nissan, they make it simple. They've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles, all in one convenient location, right off I-55 and Herculaneum. No running around, no guesswork, just easy. And right now, during the Nissan summer sales event, you can get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue and 2025 Pathfinder, two dependable, family-friendly SUVs that are American-made and tariff-free. Every new Nissan also comes with a lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. It's peace of mind, whether it's your first car or your next family vehicle, that you're not going to find elsewhere. And if you're worried about your credit, don't be. Their financing experts work with all credit types. They'll want to treat you and with the respect that you deserve. So skip the stress. Stop by Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum or browse online at AutoCentersNissan.com. Auto Centers Nissan, it's all here and it's all for you.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Tonight's Cardinals game has been postponed. They'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. Game 1 will be at 12:45. Game 2 will be at 6:45. The Battlehawks with a great regular season. We're going to talk to Battlehawks head coach Anthony Becht next. Talk some playoff football. That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
We're talking Battlehawks with the head coach. It's time for Anthony Becht's Call-In.
Presented by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home of the Battlehawks box.
Conference finals this week in the UFL. Our Battlehawks will host the DC Defenders at the Dome, 6 o'clock, actually, excuse me, 5 o'clock this Saturday. 5 o'clock this Saturday here in St. Louis. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be fantastic. And joining us right now is the head coach of the Battlehawks. I already made a mistake. It's Sunday. Excuse me, Sunday. 5 o'clock Sunday, the Battlehawks will host the DC Defenders in St. Louis. So joining us right now is Anthony Becht. Joins us weekly here in the Fast Lane via the Collier and Thompson phone line. Coach, my apologies. This Sunday, you guys will get it on against the Defenders in the conference finals.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'll promo one more time. Sunday at 5. We are taking on the DC Defenders at home, and really excited. Can't wait to see all the fans come out. And our team has really been locked in and focused, and not just this week, guys, but just this whole 6-game run, man. They're really driven for a purpose. I see a different team, and I'm fired up for them, man. I'm excited to see them play.
Coach, I'm so excited to see you guys play. I was hoping it was Saturday, but it's Sunday. The game is on Sunday.
Come Saturday.
I'll be ready. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Coach, you guys just come off your final game of the season against, ironically enough, the DC Defenders. Low-scoring game overall for both teams. You know, what did they do defensively that you think that maybe you can counter moving into the next game, or was it just kind of a game where both teams are kind of feeling it out a little bit?
I mean, honestly, I just think Mother Nature just threw a monsoon on us, to be quite frank. I mean, when it wasn't raining, guys, I mean, we drove right down the field on the first drive, scored a touchdown, and, kicked a couple field goals and played field position. So we wanted to be smart, not to hide anything, but, listen, you gotta kind of coordinate with what's going on, with the weather and the things like that to try to, stay in control of that game. So we did what we had to do to win. I just think for us, we got to play a lot of players that hadn't played much, and we still were, very competitive. I mean, they played several players, in particular defensive line versus our twos offensive line. I thought, we ran for almost 160 yards. So, for us, man, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. I love the intention and the 1-2, the last two games when, quite frankly, in the world of just looking at it from outside in, it didn't mean anything for anybody. But for us, internally, guys were determined to continue to play hard, get better, and take advantage of their opportunities.
Coach, based on the fact that, look, no game is ever meaningless, of course, as a former athlete in the world of sports, no game's ever meaningless. But in the standings, for you guys, it was a game that had no value. What can you pull from that game that you just played, or is there anything at all that you picked up on from the Defenders that you think might even carry over?
Well, internally for us, to be quite frank, there was a lot on the line. We wanted to earn home field advantage, which we did. We wanted to win our 6th straight game, which we did. We wanted to win a franchise high games in a season of 8, which we did. And we wanted to get some other players out there to show that, we have a very deep football team, which we did. So, we had a lot of things we wanted to check off the boxes. For us, playing this team now for the 3rd straight time, we both have identities. We both know what we like to do, and we stick to those things. Now it's going to be a matter of which team executes more. The first game we played them, we had 4 turnovers, guys. I mean, that's not us. Since that game moving forward, we've really turned that around. And, we forced them the 2 turnovers. We had 2 interceptions in that game. We quite frankly should have had 5. We dropped the pick 6 Nate Metters had in his hands as a walk-in for a touchdown. So, and we really stopped their runs. So, for us, it was 2 or 3 pass plays that we were out of position in that we have to be better in. And that's the key right now. Can we play 4 quarters of football not knowing what play could be the one and be ready for so that we don't have catastrophes? If we don't have a catastrophe and it's just a catch and it's not an 80-yard touchdown, it's just a catch and tackle, we can live with those things. So, offensively for us, we're fresh, we're healthy. Max Duggan has gotten better every single week. We're confident. He's been a great leader. He hasn't lost a game yet. So, for us, man, we just got to go out there and take care of our business and make sure we do what we do best. And I think things will fall in line. So, again, a couple more days of preparation. We're looking forward to the challenge to go against D.C., and we can't wait to do it in the Dome in front of a lot of fans.
Anthony, obviously the weather, as you said, played a large part into you all not being able to throw the ball. And Max Duggan is your starting quarterback. But I have been really impressed with Brandon Silvers. How excited is it for you to see a guy like him who has, had an opportunity in the NFL and maybe a practice squad, but been in the UFL, the XFL, the USFL, just kind of battling his way through to play and perform in the manner in which he has the last couple of opportunities he's gotten?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we get him. I mean, he was available to multiple teams, during the season when it started. I mean, he wasn't with us initially. Manny went down. He's always been high on our list. We were going a different direction as far as the skill set we were looking for. And we knew we were getting. We knew he was going to come out and throw the ball really well. Guys were excited to play around him. He's got a real good feel, great touch. He's a true pocket quarterback, man. He's a really smart. And honestly, guys, if something were to happen, do you really, do you miss a beat? You're a different style team, but man, we got a lot of weapons. So, I'm really proud of him. He got an opportunity, got a chance. He made the most of it. Got to see Chevin Kadera a little bit, not throw as much, but at least, hand the ball off, move around a little bit. So, again, we preach depth. I think that's why we're a better team this year. We're able to win one more game than last year because of it, and hopefully that's the difference in us getting to where we want to be, and that's a championship.
Hey, Coach Anthony, back to the Battlehawks, joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Coach, can you share a player whose growth this season really kind of exemplifies what the Battlehawks have been about?
Man, yeah. So many guys have done some really good things for our football team. If I had to pick somebody just randomly, with multiple guys that I could pick from,
sure.
I'd say our corners, honestly. I mean, Sims, Jones, Whiteside. We lost our 2 starting corners, guys. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. If that goes down for teams, for those 3 guys, younger players one, they've been playing all year, so that's one good thing. Donnie has given them reps throughout the season, even when we were healthy at that position. But, man, they've really had the brunt thrown on their shoulders, and they're going to have to come up big. I mean, look, we're not sugarcoating, coming in, these young players picking it up. Now you've gotten the experience, you've played multiple games. It's time to show up and play at a high level, and I think they all can. I mean, Sims is 6'4", Miles Jones is 6'4". Whiteside has been phenomenally outside. He also plays nickel. So I'm excited to see how our corners, play in the big stage when it means the most. And I think that they're going to shine in this game. They have to because Jordan Tiamo is a very good passer. They made a lot of plays in the passing game this season, and we have to shut that down.
Anthony, you mentioned guys getting a break. Max Duggan didn't play. Sailor's not also as well. Are those guys healthy, ready to roll? You just give them the day off for the preparation of the conference final game?
Oh, my gosh, man. I mean, these guys got more bounce in their step. I mean, even Hakeem, some of these players that we didn't play as much, Steven stayed back. JJ didn't play. I mean, this is about as fresh, honestly. There will be no lack of energy from any of these players or effort heading into the playoffs after 10 games in the season. I really just worked really hard on trying to figure out a formula on how to maximize their bodies so that after 10 games and we reached our goals and we continue our journey that we could be fresh. And they've earned that, the fact of not to play as much in the last 2 games because they took care of business early. But just in general, just the way we've practiced, I put a lot of trust in our players because we don't do a lot of physical activity. Our tempo has been modified quite a bit and we trust in the mental side of it. And it takes great coaches, honestly, my staff, to get that done, because they got to give them the information. They hold them accountable. We pull back on the physical stuff, but still being able to tackle at a high level, still being able to play low pads and all those things. So it's been a really good experiment, honestly, for the last 2 seasons and into this one to get it right. And hopefully it pays off for us, man. But, man, from a practice standpoint, like, these guys are fresh. I mean, I remember last year, hammies and soft tissue and just modifying the practice because you couldn't really do anything and function. Where this year, man, like, guys are just they're jogging and running through walkthrough. I mean, they just feel fresh, and I'm happy for them, man. I'm glad that they'll be at their best, because ultimately that's where you want to be when you're playing meaningful games.
Coach, we'll let you go on this one because we know you got a lot of preparing to do for Sunday's game against the DC Defenders. What's been the most enjoyable part of this year for you? This is your 3rd season with Battlehawks. What's been the most enjoyable aspect of it?
Honestly, I'm proud of my players. You know, I'm proud that they were able to continue a winning atmosphere and a winning culture. You know, listen, I have a plan. I have a messaging system. You know, I motivate. All those things are great. But ultimately, guys, once they step on the turf, like, it's up to them to make that decision, to come out of the locker room and be prepared and put the work in, to manage and invest in their bodies and get IVs and eat the right food and not just go through the drive-thrus. Like, I really push a lot on these guys so I can help them be pros. Like, my goal ultimately wasn't, I'm telling the team and obviously for our fans, like, the championship's the goal. But, man, for me as a head coach, man, I got a lot of other ones that, I want to see guys grow professionally. I want to see guys become better men. I want to see guys become better husbands. Like, it's a full circle thing for me. I really do take this job seriously. I love what I do. And, listen, I mean, we all have goals and aspirations of doing bigger and better things. But, man, right now where our feet are, I love coaching this football team and just excited that we can bring this to the city. And I really want the city to embrace this team like they have, even more into the playoffs. And that's Sunday at 5 o'clock. We want to see the largest crowd we ever had. And whoever shows up, man, we're going to give you a show. And that's what matters. And I can't wait to see everybody, and you guys as well, at the football game.
Amen. Coach, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you again next week as you guys prepare for a UFL championship.
No, I love it, guy. Hey, remember, every dollar, every Battlehawks box that's purchased at Lee's Famous Chicken, they're going to donate $1 towards the tornado relief. I think it's awesome. Got a bunch of initiatives. That's one of them. But, again, praying for all those folks. I know sirens are going off maybe today for another string of tornadoes. So everybody be safe and, appreciate what everybody, not just Lee's Chickens, everybody's doing to contribute to help give back to those communities that were affected.
Well said, Coach, and we'll continue to spread that message as well. So thank you. Best of luck. Go get them on Sunday.
Go Battlehawks. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Anthony Becht here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. That guy radiates positivity, man. I love it.
He's awesome, man.
I love it. You can see why his players love him, too.
Yeah, he's more than a coach. He talks about things that are bigger than the sport of football and better people, better husbands, and all that stuff. Like, that goes a long way because, and Anthony Becht knows this, and we know this just from being athletes, and we have to work within a team here, is like you build the foundation with the right message. And the message for him is like, we're here, we're a family, we do this together, we hold each other accountable, but we have each other's backs, like all of those things. It goes a long way. I think you have to, especially in a league where there's so much turnover in players and different personnel and that every year. I think that you have to have certain staples or pillars that are in place.
Well said.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm going to the game this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, you are, Carey.
Looking forward to it.
If you're not head to toe painted blue, don't go.
Probably won't do that.
Don't go.
Not the paint.
We get the beard
type.
blue?
No. I'm okay.
Will you wear blue?
Sure.
Oh, he's not. He's not going to wear blue. Holy smokes. What's going on?
I don't have a
You're
problem.
not going to wear red, are you?
Nah.
What's your problem?
I don't.
Why would you wear blue?
All right. Hey, both of you shut your mouths. We got Brad Thompson coming up. Brad Thompson next on 101 ESPN.
Spring into a new home with amazing savings at TR Hughes. Visit trhughes.com.
All right, you just heard Coach Anthony Becht talk about Lee's famous chicken. Well, right now here at the Battle Dome, your Battlehawks playing in the XFL championship game coming up, and you can be a part of it too. You purchase a St. Louis Battlehawks box. That's right. You will get in your box your famous breaded chicken strips, order potato wedges, plus you also get a code valid for up to 30% off a Battlehawks ticket. With this deal, Battlehawks game tickets start at just $14. So get game day ready with Battlehawks box for just $8.99. And you heard the coach talking about right now, every dollar or $1 from every box sold will go towards tornado relief, and that is absolutely huge. So please get to Lee's famous chicken, order their Battlehawks box. You're going to absolutely love it. The chicken's fantastic too, and you're also helping out a great cause as well. So stop by, get the Battlehawks box, and cheer on your Battlehawks on Sunday. Caw-caw!
Cardinal Hall of Famer Jason Isringhausen and Eddie Scholler from the world-famous Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Hey, buddy, have you came over and looked at the new Eddie at Fast Eddie's? I finally got a new item. You know, it's been decades.
Decade? More like 40 years to figure out how to put a piece of shrimp on there with your steak.
I've known you for 40 years. You could have said something. Well, who'd have thought the Elwood could even get better? But we did it. We went and we made the Eddie. It's a foot-long serving turn.
Not that I needed another reason to bring the whole gang down there. I'm still going to order those big Elwoods, the succulent peel-and-eat shrimp, the hot chick on a stick, and that famous Fast Eddie burger. And I'm always going to get one of those ice-cold frosty ones and listen to that live music on that patio every afternoon and evening.
Well, I just love adding another great item for everybody to come over and enjoy. When you come on over the beautiful Clark Bridge to look at the picturesque Mississippi River.
Picturesque? That's very eloquent.
Very, thank you very much.
Well, like Mr. Shannon says, if you're 21 and in the mood, come on over to picturesque Alton, Illinois, and see the very eloquent Eddie at Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
We're hanging with Brad Thompson on 101 ESPN.
Hanging breaking ball from Brad Thompson. And boy, does he get a swing on it. Lift and separate and see you later.
Hanging with BT is sponsored by St. Luke's, ranked top 2% in the nation for cardiac surgery by Health Grades. Visit stlukes-stl.com.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Let's head back to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We got our guy Brad Thompson on the line. He no work tonight as the Cardinals and the Royals have been postponed.
Slacker.
Oh,
taking the easy way out.
BT, you're one of the hardest working people that I know. Carey Davis just calling you a slacker.
Sorry, BT.
That's fine. It's fine. Maybe no word today, but I have been anxiously awaiting your phone call.
We heard.
Quite some time, guys.
We heard that you.
Full disclosure: I was getting gas and I saw the call. Like, oh crap! I've
done that too. Like you're supposed to be doing an interview or something like that, and the phone rings. Like, who the hell is this? Why do they keep? Oh yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm guilty of that too. TMA.
Yeah, if you wanted to know, the total was 78-61 on the gas. They put that back in.
Wow.
Oh, throw that back. Illinois, guys. Illinois will get you every single time.
Oh, you drive that Hummer too. You know,
that H5, just so you get more gas. That'll be great.
BT, last night I was thinking of just anybody that has made their major league debut. The kid for the Royals smokes the ball 3 times, and it's like, hey, welcome to big league defense. What's the biggest difference between going from AAA? I don't care if you're a pitcher or a hitter. Going from AAA to the big leagues. Is it just plays that are made like that aren't in Memphis or wherever you're playing?
Yeah, everything is better, like, and top to bottom, right? On the field, the dinner's better, the beer's colder, the hotels are nicer, everything about it is better. But yeah, we were joking around on the broadcast, and that young man is going to be just fine. He's built like a brick house and pummeling baseballs. So I got a feeling that Jack Caglione is going to be okay. But yeah, it is one of those things. That first swing of the bat in the gap, you had Victor Scott the second. He was playing off the other direction and tracks that bad boy down. His family's all up, and then they sit down, and then next at bat, Arenado makes even a better play on him. It's like, dude, what do you got to do to buy a hit in this league? But it was fun to see those couple of plays. Obviously not fun how that game ended up, but the Royals are pretty excited about that young man because their offense, man, they are Kiefer struggling. Last night aside, obviously, with that big 6th inning, but they need a little bit of thump in their lineup, and they're hoping that young guy can provide it.
BT, watching that game last night, for me, it was a tale of 2 Pallantes. And, I'll explain myself a little bit. He gets rocked right away in the start of the game, and I thought, oh, boy, we're in for one here. But then kind of regains his composure. Certainly not a Picasso by any means, but then he has the blow-up inning later on. That's been a couple of rough outings for Andre Pallante. When things go sideways for him, what are you seeing that's happening for him on the bump?
Yeah, I think that there are times, and he's done such a better job of this over the last year plus, but there are times where it ends up speeding up a little bit, and it looked like they're in that 6th inning where he did surrender 5 hits in a row, that he just tried to, throw himself through it instead of pitch himself out of it. And I think that there's twofold to this, right? One is him needing to recognize that. He kept trying to ride that fastball, and he kept missing. He was missing up in the zone, and that was getting hit. So he needs to recognize that in himself, be able to slow things down, which, he's talked about in the past, his breathing, and he is doing a better job with it. But still, for a young pitcher, that's inexperience, right? That will happen. And then 2 is maybe sometimes your catcher getting you off of that. It was Herrera behind the plate, not putting the blame on him necessarily, but maybe Pedro Pajes is able to get him out of that funk, snap him out of it, so that inning does not happen the way that it did. But I think that what we've seen out of Andre Pallante in the last year plus, he's proven what he can be. I totally agree with the tale of 2 Pallantes. What did he retire? 13 straight at one point. It was rattling off ground ball outs. And then it just happened so quickly. And put yourself in Oli's shoes or Dusty's shoes at that point. You got 13 games in a row, right? You've got a guy that did, after the Bobby Witt home run, start cruising. You think to yourself, okay, well, one of these ground balls is going to be a foot to a left or foot to the right. Maybe you get yourself a double play. That just never happened, and it got away quickly.
BT, when games are postponed or delayed, I'm sure, position players they're okay with it because they get an extra day to relax and rest. How different is it for a starting pitcher? I know those guys are creatures of habit. How does that change their routine, and does it impact them in any way?
Yeah, everybody, every starter is different. So for me, Carey, I was always a guy that I had to throw every day, and I especially had to throw the day before I was going to start. And I saw this happen in a rainout a couple of weeks ago where Andre Pallante was, and the Cardinals had a bunch of these doubleheaders, where Pallante was the scheduled starter. And game got banged, it gets rained out, and then in the rain, Pallante comes out, and he's playing long toss in the rain because he needed to throw. So that part of it, you could still get your routine in, especially on a game like today. They canceled it so early. It's not like Miles Michaelis went through any of his prep work, any of that stuff. So I don't think that it'll be any issue for him at all. But some guys are different, man. There are some guys that are very, very routine oriented where the rain can screw them up. Miles Michaelis to me is as free and easy I think as you're going to get as a starter just from a makeup standpoint, but it can screw certain guys up. But I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like with Michaelis, their young pitcher Noah Cameron, who is off to a ridiculous historical start to his career. We'll see what he looks like tomorrow.
Brad Thompson joining us right now on the Fast Line on 101 at ESPN. Word on the street is that Michael McGreevy is going to come up and be the sixth starter in the rotation, at least face the Dodgers. Is this a situation where they're just trying to get through the month of June with only one day off, BT? Or do you think Michael McGreevy has a real opportunity to impress this month, get a couple of starts, and perhaps stay in the rotation at the expense of somebody else?
Well, if that word on the street is correct, you can't confirm, can't deny, but let's say it is. I do think, look, I think it's a little bit of both. I feel like it provides you the opportunity to, you have a ton of games in a small amount of time, so keeping everybody on that sixth day is smart. And then it allows you to maybe open up your eyes of, okay, well, if we wanted to make a deal, if there were phone calls, and look, we'll just throw out a name because I'm sure there are plenty of calls and plenty of trade rumors will be surrounding Eric Fedde, right? If you wanted to make a deal for Fedde, you could have McGreevy jump right into to the rotation. The only problem with that is that you really don't have a lot of depth right now. You are starting to get more healthy. Tekoa Roby is back. Quinn Matthews is working himself back. But you really don't have a lot of guys that are banging on the door ready right now other than Michael McGreevy. So if you did run into a little bit of an issue, the depth might be a problem. But I look forward to that. But McGreevy has done nothing, Anthony, but prove that he's a big leaguer. Like every single time he has gotten the ball, he has done big league stuff. He gets you deep in the game. He's got the poise. I know I've talked to you guys about this in the past, but had the great opportunity this January to be on the Cardinal Caravan with him, along with Jordan Walker, Andre Pallante, among others. But getting to talk to him about his thought process and just the way that he attacks and the way that he's thinking, like he's light years ahead of where a young pitcher with his experience would generally be. So I think that you give him an opportunity like this, it might be one where he doesn't give it back.
BT, Nolan Gorman got a chance to get in the lineup last night, and although the game didn't go well, he had himself a pretty good night. Obviously, a couple of hits, one being the home run, drew a walk. And you notice anything different in his swing, in his approach, anything like that? I mean, I feel like we dissect this all the time, but he hasn't been a regular player, so I'm just wondering if he made any adjustments.
Well, and that's so hard, too, as you know, right? I don't care what sports you play or what you do for a living. If you're not getting everyday reps with it and then you have to do it at the highest level, it's not going to be an easy thing. What I did love, obviously everybody loves the home run, his second of the season. It had been a long time for him to get that second one. What I loved was where he hit that ball. That was left center field, just out of the reach of Kyle Isbell in center field, just off his glove. But to me, that's where a lot of his thought needs to be. That swing path needs to be, is that up the middle, the other way. His hands are so fast, Jamie, that he can pull the pitch on the inner half. He can get to the ball. He can catch it out in front. But I really think that if his focus and his thought process is, okay, like, anything that is away, I'm driving that way. Just pitch recognition. I feel like that will really help him, and I think that we saw a little bit of that in the ball game. Again, not easy for him when you're not getting everyday reps. It's very hard to kind of judge a guy, but you would love to be able to find out exactly what he is. You know, he's got so much power, so much talent, and it's difficult when you just don't get a chance to see it every day. But I think that you're starting to see some of those changes. I know that he's working every single day on that, on trying to consistently drive the baseball, on his swing decisions also. That's something that this Cardinals offense as a whole, we were talking to Oli yesterday, and he said he's really interested to see what that next step looks like. This offense has done a really good job, but now of when they're in command of counts, right? Just not expanding their zone, being patient, finding balls to drive, and that's the key for all of them, but certainly for a guy like Gorman who has the kind of power he does.
BT, I'm looking at some numbers, and the Cardinals are 6th in all of the majors in hits. They are 4th in doubles, but they are 26th in home runs. Can a team win? Can a team make a playoff push even if they are not hitting home runs in 2025?
Yeah, look, we've seen in the past with teams doing it, but it is very important to have that power element. Sometimes that 3-run home run is just going to be the difference. So I love that this team can manufacture, and it is something over the last couple of years we would, we're beating our head against the wall, saying, why can't we just get a ground ball to the right side and get a guy in? Why can't that happen? Well, they do that now, but they are not hitting as many home runs. But really, I think the key to some of that power goes back to what I was just talking about a minute ago, is when you are in command of the count, are you making good decisions? Are you laying off pitches that are outside of the zone? Like, because teams will know your tendencies as a ball club. If you're a club that 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, if you still expand and you chase, they are smart enough to throw those kind of pitches and see if they can either get you back into even counts or counts that end up in their advantage, or to get you off the barrel and get you out. Like, that ends up being the difference of how you get a little bit more power, because they still look at this lineup top to bottom and believe that there is more home run potential there. But long way to answer your question, look, I do think that you can still win games in 2025 without being a top 10 home run team, but I believe that there's more there, and it is really an important element in the game of baseball nowadays.
BT, great stuff as always. We appreciate you, man. Enjoy the night off, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Guys, I miss you, love you, and like I said, I was waiting around for your phone call, so really appreciate it.
Thank you for waiting by your phone patiently, man. We appreciate you. Thank you. Love you, buddy.
See you guys. I'm loitering at the gas station. I'll see you later.
That's the one and only Brad Thompson, 2006 World Series champion, our good buddy. And, of course, you hear him for Cardinals games on the FanDuel Network. Was last night an opportunity to criticize Oli Marmol? For Carey Davis, it absolutely was. That's next on 101 ESPN. Mosby Building Arts, they are the right remodeling company, and I don't say that lightly. They're fantastic. I love what they did for our home a couple of months back, where they replaced some doors, but more importantly than just replacing the doors, they actually fixed an issue that we had in our basement where the water was coming in on heavy rain days. So like today, it's raining hard. We'd get water in the basement. It was a terrible feeling, kept me up at night, but they actually fixed the issue because they knew that there was a problem being caused by our patio steps. I never would have thought about the steps. I just thought about the door, right? And where's the leak coming to the door? I caulked and all that. Didn't work. Mosby Building Arts, they're fantastic. They figured out what the issue was. They fixed the issue, then installed the doors, and we couldn't be more happy. If you're looking to upgrade your bathroom, but you're worried about the cost, with Mosby Building Arts, you don't have to have all the money up front. Right now, get 5% off, 12 months, no payments, or bathroom remodels from just $299 a month, all with approved credit. Even small updates like new tile, fresh fixtures, or a modern vanity can make a big impact on your everyday happiness. Start small, feel big. Remember, your home is always a smart investment. Request your appointment by June 30th at callmosby.com. You can take advantage of some of the promos that are going on right now. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane. Carey was very critical of Oli Marmol earlier in the show today, and a lot of people texted in chanting, Carey, 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 because
that's not how you say it.
It's not at all.
Carey Davis.
Yeah, I don't think I was very clear.
As those
Carey,
people,
you were ruthless.
As Carey knows, and as those people know, when they lose, it's Oli's fault.
Carey made it clear.
I didn't say that.
He kind of did, actually.
So, Carey, you were not happy at all. You were irate, in fact, that Oli Marmol left that trash bin, is what you called him, Andre Pallante, in the game last night.
You weren't that nice, actually.
Yeah.
Anthony's cleaning it up.
I'm cleaning it up the best I can, Jamie.
I know.
You're not happy that Oli left Andre Pallante in that game last night. In fact, you said, you know what, I take back the trash bin comment because it's not Andre Pallante's fault that he wasn't good last night. It was on Oli.
Nah,
so
definitely didn't say that.
For those that didn't hear the segment, please expand. Please expound on your thoughts.
So what I asked, the question that I posed to you gentlemen, fine gentlemen, you two, I'll get back to you in a little bit.
Why don't you just leave me for dead then?
Don't worry. You leave your damn self for dead. You had legs. You could have walked out. But no, I'm Anthony Stalter. I'll brave the storm. So either way.
Captain has to go down with the ship.
Very true.
It is Anthony's show.
It is his show.
I was looking around the ship, and I'm like, oh, Marsh. Oh, okay. The other two jumped out of the boat. Got it.
No, we jumped in the lifeboat.
Yeah.
Pushed the children out.
That they told us to get into.
Unfortunately, there was only one lifeboat, and they were rowing away from us.
You guys are that character in the Titanic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that said, this is my kid. I have a child. Please let me on the lifeboat.
That is by far one of the biggest scumbag moves.
He's a terrible person.
However, not the biggest scumbag move in the movie.
No, that's definitely Rose. There's no question.
The door was big enough for 3 people.
No kidding.
So the question that I asked you all earlier today about last night was, there was a point in time in the 5th inning where Andre Pallante, as BT just gave a great description, had been rolling, had been doing a great job. He gives up the home run to Lofton, and then single. And hearing BT describe it, you would think that hopefully one of those singles would possibly 1 foot to the left, 2 feet to the right, maybe falls into a shortstop or a second baseman's glove, and now you can turn a double play, but it didn't happen. And now you get 4 hits in a row, and then you're facing Bobby Witt Jr. For the second time, where he had already hit a home run earlier in the game. So my question was, at what point did you feel like potentially maybe you go get him? Maybe after the first, maybe after the home run and then the single, or maybe after the second single, definitely after the third single before you face Bobby Witt Jr. I think if there was, when people critique Oli, I think this would be an opportunity for them to critique him, because that, to me, you allow 5 hits, and then the 5th guy that gets the hit, and again, you're still up by so much. You're up by 4 runs, and now you're up by 2 runs after Bobby Witt singles in 2 of those guys. But I think that that's a critical point where people look at that and say, these are the things that frustrate us as viewers of our Cardinals, because 4 hits in a row, you're kind of thinking, man, this guy, they got him timed up pretty well. It's not damaging, but they're just moving guys along. Single, moving guys down the line, and finally they come in and score. So for me, that was a situation when fans do critique Oli Marmol. I think that those are the moments that they point out and say, this is what I'm referring to, and this is why they become frustrated.
Well, to your point, CD, it wasn't good right from the jump last night from Pallante. It's not like he was going to rediscover this stuff. This stuff was flat. I guess a little bit.
After the first inning, he readjusted. He got things corrected.
And so did the Royals, unfortunately.
Well, yeah.
But they didn't really. Not until later on.
Up until the 5th inning.
Yeah.
5th inning, they were treating him like you guys treat Marsh and I earlier. Like crap.
Left them for dead.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I do agree with Carey. I think that once you start to see the stuff not there, missing the mark consistently, the ball's leaving the bat at 100 miles an hour plus, I think you can go get him now.
Yeah.
You had Steven Matz ready to roll as it was. I don't know what the hesitate. When it got to be 7-5, what are we doing here?
Lead was gone. Even if you want, I'm sure Oli was trying to just get as many innings out of Pallante at the time
but
because
he didn't need to. It's Steven Matz.
Okay,
he came in and didn't.
Yeah, he came in a crap, but the actual move is
still
Steven Matz.
But you're still trying to set up the rest of the series with.
So if Matz pitches one extra half of an inning, what is that going to do?
You know how pitchers are.
No, but Steven Matz is set up for that role.
Okay, well, guess what? I think the Royals had Steven Matz figured out for the jump too.
I know.
And again, after
hindsight's a wonderful thing.
After the Lofton home run,
you are.
You he looked like you guys are aggressive today. I don't know what happened.
It's coming from this guy.
Like a storm came through and kind of ruffled some feathers in here. I don't know. After the Lofton
Carey,
home run,
it's good to see you.
Glad to be seen. Glad to be seen. After the Lofton home run, maybe you bring in Steven Matz in that situation. You turn Waters around and allow him to face a lefty from the right side. For me, it just felt like, and I've always been a strong proponent of Oli Marmol. I think he does a great job. But when fans do critique him, I think these are the moments that they look at and say, this is why we don't want him here. And is it one situation? Yes. But again, 5 hits in an inning, 3-4 of them singles, and you're like, oh, okay, hey, one home run, single. And I'm like, well, maybe we should go get him and give somebody else an opportunity.
Right.
So that was just my whole take on it. I think, again, did it matter? Maybe not. The Cardinals were still in the lead when they did go get him, but ended up losing the game 10-7.
And let's just be honest. These are the moves that are so scrutinized by baseball fans is if Oli would have left Pallante in and he battles away and gets through to the inning and the Cardinals are still up 7-5, and then he goes to Steven Matz and like, great job leaving Pallante in there. He got him through. Like, set up the bullpen way better for the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But when it goes wrong, oh my God, like Carey, Carey overreacts all the time.
Right.
And he just gets so mad. That's Oli, poor Oli.
Wow. Hey, just crap on Carey, huh? You too, huh? Et tu, Brute? Okay. All right. That's what we're doing?
No.
That's what you all were laughing about when I came back in the studio? Is that what
Marsh
the hell
was waiting.
Marsh was
waiting for you. The music kept playing. And he was waiting for you to come back in. Because this was a segment that you had kind of set up.
Sorry.
So, no, that's okay.
Marshy.
So then finally, Marsh just said to hell with it.
Well, what was funny is that you were right next to the door.
These other two guys.
You were right next to the door, and I was like, 2. And it just sat there for like 5 seconds. And you just sat there at the door, but you never walked in. You just stood there.
They can wait. All right, it's Fast on 101 ESPN. NHL Stanley Cup entrance survey. So I got a couple questions ahead of Game 1 tonight, including if the Oilers are going to pull off the upsets. I don't even know if it's an upset. I think they're a betting favorite.
Are they?
I think they
Find
are.
out for us, please.
I will, sure. How about this? Why could this year be different for Edmonton? We'll answer that question next on 101 ESPN.
Cheap, fun.
Summertime is here. Best time of the year. It is time to get dirty with my friends over at Dirt Cheap. So many amazing events that come up. We got the July 4th parties. We got grad parties. We've got float trips that are starting right now. We've got baseball games, outings, camping, you name it. You're going to need to get all of your supplies, and why not go to Dirt Cheap? They are the best in the business. Your one-stop party shop. I go there all the time, and let's not be confused here. Dirt Cheap just talks about the prices because they've got all the name brands on the shelves. I know, I go there all the time. I buy my bourbons there, the beers, whatever I need. The tequila for the margaritas by the pool. Yeah, all of that compliments of my friends over at Dirt Cheap. Some of the locations have drive-thrus too. How convenient is that? You've got the chance to pick up your order too. You can place your order online on the app and then just drive up and pick it up. They get rewards too on the app, and it's so easy. Every time you go through there, you just give them your punch in your phone number. Rewards go right to you. You're going to absolutely love visiting my friends over at Dirt Cheap. So please don't hesitate if you're doing anything this weekend or you got something planned that you need to get some supplies, head over to Dirt Cheap. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. They love hearing that. You can visit them for sure on their website here. Got to find it. We'll find it later. But remember, people, have fun, but be careful out there.
The NHL Stanley Cup entrance survey.
What did I tell you earlier?
What?
It's not us.
No, I know, but it's well past the deadline.
I'm good, though.
He's not angry at us.
Yeah, no. I love you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are brothers to me.
Yeah. Sometimes you fight your brothers.
Sometimes you got to fight your brothers.
But
That's
your
right.
brothers always fight everyone else together.
Absolutely.
That's
Carey
right.
brought
You
up
come
a
in
great,
here.
yeah. Carey brought up a great point about somebody. Even though we were fighting, if somebody were to come here, talking that smack,
Wouldn't be good for you, brother.
No, not at all.
But don't advise it.
No,
You just don't.
All right. I'm excited, boys. Game 1 tonight. Panthers, Oilers, Stanley Cup final.
Let's go, baby.
We got the game for you. Pregame at 6:30, puck drop at 7. I think this is going to be a fantastic series. And as I mentioned earlier, it's Jamie and I versus Marsh and Carey. Jamie and I have the Panthers. Marsh and Carey have the Oil Rigs. Let's
Should
talk
we
about
put
it.
some kind of punishment on the line?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
Like, let's put our heads together. We'll come up with the punishment tomorrow.
Why do we have to wait till tomorrow after?
Well, I didn't want to. Okay, I didn't want to. I didn't want to hijack the segment, Carey.
Somebody came up with the like full suit
for an entire show
punishment for a show.
I wear a suit all the time.
What about for a week?
Oh hell no! That'd be
full
terrible.
suit for a week would suck.
Yeah, I'm in.
Full suit for a week.
Marshy, he's not listening.
He don't care.
I'm listening. I'm going to give you guys reasons why the Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Okay. But are you in on the?
But are you in on the punishment
for a whole week?
A suit?
One full
week,
5 days,
full week of shows.
Oh my god!
Full suit.
I mean, I like looking good. So.
There you go. All right, Carey.
Honestly, Carey, when we wear these suits, if we lose, which we won't, we're going to make them look bad because we're going to be wearing suits.
This is true.
Okay.
We could also do, and the only reason I remember this is because we just talked about Ryan Day not too long ago. Remember somebody said it'd be funny if you had to do the full Ryan Day, like we all have a little gray in our
like
beards.
The Just for Men?
Just for Men's Jet Black. Which you might not think is a punishment, but again, the three of us all have gray in the beard. We would look funny.
It would look like we did it with Sharpie.
Marsh has
you'd have to go black.
You have to go jet black like Ryan Day. Just for Men.
Would I have
jet
to
black beard?
The entire thing.
Beard?
No, just
grow
your
your
beard.
normal
Just grow
beard.
it
Just
out.
like it is.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep growing it out.
Jet black.
Jet black.
Can you imagine me? Welcome to Synergy High.
Oh yeah. I mean, no matter what, it's
Which one are we doing? Okay, you know what? I'm in. Which one do you prefer?
It would have to. It'd have to be a little bit because, like, I'm going to when the Stanley Cup will be over. I'm heading to a wedding, and I'm not going to have a beard.
You can wash it out.
Wash it out.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not going to grow my beard out for this wedding. I'm going to have like a clean shaven.
When is the wedding?
There's always one. Always one.
When's the wedding?
It is in 2 weeks. So not this upcoming weekend, but the following
Will this final
weekend.
even be done by then?
Game 7 will be that Tuesday.
And when are you leaving?
Well, I'll be leaving Thursday.
So we just did next week.
The week of the 23rd.
At some point, you have to.
The week of the 23rd.
Yeah, you have to fulfill the punishment.
The week of the 23rd.
That's fine.
You grow your beard grows back
my
very quickly.
beard grows. It just might take a little bit.
Okay.
It grows quickly.
Either way, you
Marshy's
just got to
pushing back
fulfill
on this one. He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
This is a man that had the Raleigh finger.
Yeah, he did. He had the mustache. I expect more from you.
He doesn't care.
Okay, so
I
what?
said that I would have a cul-de-sac.
He did. Yeah, that
I am
wasn't
not
even
afraid of these challenges. I'm just trying to tell you.
He just put it out there
I don't
too.
even know why
we
he did
saved
that.
him
For the best optimal punishment, I'm just letting you know it'd have to be a little bit so I could grow my beard.
Marsh, as long as you fulfill the obligation.
Yes, that's
okay.
Doesn't have to be a certain time.
I think you with the black, that would be
Buddy,
hilarious.
it's going to be hilarious.
Oh,
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so is that the one we're
Gray
doing?
hair, black
the
beard.
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day, black.
I gotta go black.
Yes.
Yeah. Goatee, mustache, everything that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Entire beard.
Oh, Ashley, sorry.
Deal?
For how long? For 1 week or until it?
I mean, until
one day, right?
No.
Well,
Just for men,
if you
bro.
go just for men,
God,
it's
you gotta go
gonna.
in public with that?
Yes. That's why it's a punishment. How sure are you on the Oilers?
Jet black for
Jet black.
For
Exactly.
1 week.
I'm home. Drop off the kids here. That's it.
5 days of the show.
Well, you have to come in on the one day, and
Yeah.
if it starts to fade throughout the week because it's not, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But when you
gotta
wash
reapply
your
for
face,
5 days.
yeah. When you take a shower, it'll start rinsing out.
I'm gonna be showering with a steel wool.
All right, so is that the
Jamie,
punishment?
why is your face all scratched up? No reason.
Don't worry about it.
Just for men, jet black.
Jet
beard.
black, the Ryan Day punishment.
Jet black.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
For
Yeah, for as long as
for
it's
as long as it stays.
Carey
Now,
doesn't care because he'll look fine.
He'll look fine. But here's my girlfriend actually is like, don't go and do no jet black beard stuff. Don't do that. I'm like, okay.
Well, you better hope the Oilers
Just wait
win.
till Ashley sees me roll out of the bathroom. Looking like Ryan Day.
All right, so is it a deal?
It's a deal.
All right.
Deal.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
All right, let's get into this.
Let's go, baby.
All right, Oilers,
Panthers, you better
Panthers.
freaking win.
No kidding. Hey, call Matthew.
Seriously? Hey, Chucky.
All right, what is the matchup that will determine who wins this cup? And matchup can be in, quotations here. It's not necessarily one-on-one.
For me, there's two matchups in this that are going to be front and center. It's Bobrovsky versus Skinner, the two goaltenders, and Barkov versus McDavid.
Okay.
Barkov just won the Selke Trophy again for the NHL, best defensive forward. He ran away with it. He'll be out there every single time McDavid is on the ice. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Oilers handle that matchup. Who blinks first, too, for that matter? Do the Oilers care about being matched up against Barkov as far as McDavid?
Sure.
Do the Panthers care, ultimately, that it has to be Barkov? And then if, for some reason, something falls out of turn because the Oilers will have last change, they'll be able to get him out there against other players. How much do the Panthers panic at that point?
Right. All right. I think this one, honestly, is the easiest question to answer. Who or what is the biggest wild card or X factor in the series? Can we all go on three? You guys know? Do you have yours?
I do. Yeah. It might be different, but I think
3, 2, 1.
Stuart Skinner. You said Brad Marchand? Oh, who did you say?
I said Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, okay.
You got it right.
Why'd you point at me like that? Who'd you say?
No, I didn't hear.
He's still rattled about the just for men.
I didn't hear. I didn't hear Carey.
Who'd you say?
I said Stuart Skinner, but
we all said Stuart Skinner.
I said Brad Marchand.
Yeah, we all said the right answer. What's going on with you?
He said biggest wild card or X factor. This guy's been in multiple Stanley Cups.
He could be. It's a good answer.
He's a good depth player.
Good answer, Andrew. Good answer.
He was one of the reasons why they won that Leaf series. His line against Toronto was unbelievable.
Yes, he could be. He's playing on the third line right now, but he could play like a first liner. Look what he's done for that third line already since he's been there. I like your answer, Andrew. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Jamie.
Don't worry about Anthony.
It was a good answer.
It's not the right one.
Just not the right one.
Didn't like it.
Correct.
How can McDavid and Draisaitl break through Florida's strong defensive system?
Stuart Skinner!
Oh, Marsh, that doesn't...
Spite is
something going on.
Spite just lost again.
What was the question?
How can Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid break through Florida's defensive system?
Yeah, they've somehow got to create separation. And what I mean by separation is Florida plays a real compact defensive style inside the dots. They crowd the middle of the ice. They give you out wide. So McDavid, you might see him flying down the ice but that's fine. He's out by the boards. And as soon as he tries to come into the middle of the ice, you're going to see a swarm of Panthers players just getting in the way, sticks and pucks. Who's a defenseman? Forsling is going to be playing against him all time, too. Forsling is, I wouldn't say as fast as McDavid, because I don't think anybody, but he's pretty close. He's built like a brick house.
Blank house.
And he's got a great stick defensively. He battled McDavid really well last year in the final, so I think he's going to see a lot of that guy, too. So they're going to have to find a way to get inside ice. Draisaitl, McDavid, not really known for driving offense through the inside ice. They get there if they can stick handle through. It's like it's a one-on-one, it's easy. But if it's one-on-three, it's not as easy anymore. So players like Evander Kane, Corey Perry, Zach Hyman, when he was in the lineup, those guys are pivotal to getting to that inside ice to create a little bit of chaos in there. So that's going to me, that's going to be the big thing.
My biggest thing is use your speed. Florida, they're a nasty team. Perhaps there's some calls that are made. Use your speed, create penalties, and you have to capitalize on the power play. Edmonton's got a dangerous power play because of those two guys. Capitalize on the power play when you have your chances.
All right. Why could this year be different for Edmonton? Carey Davis.
Well, experience. They didn't have it last year. And they got smoked in the first 3 games and were not ready. And then they figured some things out, and they were able to push it to a Game 7. So for me, it's experience. I think it's one of those things you talk about when you haven't been there and you don't really know. I think Florida was well prepared, having lost the year before, knowing what to expect, knowing the level of intensity. Yeah, it's playoff hockey. Yeah, it's still just hockey. But this is for the Stanley Cup final. This is to have your name etched in history. And I think the Oilers, having had a taste of it last year and going into it and getting beat in the Game 7, I think the experience that they gained from that in Games 4, 5, and 6, how to win both at home and on the road in Florida, I think they are going to be the victors this time around.
Yeah, I think the Oilers did a better job of building a more playoff-ready roster. They added Trent Frederick at the deadline. They have Evander Kane came back from injury. Corey Perry's been elevated. They've got
Katie's brother.
Yes, cousin actually, on the father's side. But
it's like a detail that didn't need it. It's a cousin with a just fine.
No. Gotta have the same last name.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, you're right. My bad. You're right.
Details are important.
Yeah, especially in investigation. That's my fault. You're right.
But I think they've got a little more grit up and down their lineup because they knew that the road to the Stanley Cup was going to go through the Florida Panthers, and if they didn't have the proper amount of grit, it could get ugly.
Saw this from empty netters, Anthony. This is why the Oilers are going to win. Typically, when teams lose the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs, they do not make it to the Stanley Cup. Why? Because they're not a good team. However, there are only a handful of teams that have lost the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs to make the cup. And when they do make the cup, they win the cup. And that is the 18 Capitals, the 14 Kings, the 2011 Bruins, the 2006 Hurricanes, the 2002 Red Wings, the 93 Habs, and the 92 Penguins. Wow. And then you can add the 2025 Edmonton Oilers to that group as well.
Okay. Yeah. Look at you, Marsh. Well, we all know what sides we're on for these predictions. So no reason to go over that again. We know that Jamie and I are on the Panthers.
Yes.
Marsh and Carey are on the Oil rigs.
How many games?
I say 6.
I said 7.
I said 6.
I said 7.
Okay. Got it covered, boys.
Yeah.
And what's on the line, of course, is a Ryan Day look.
Oh, man. I just looked at myself on the YouTube thing. I'm trying to picture a jet black beard. I'm going to look ridiculous.
It's going to look real good.
Walking around with this gray hair and a jet black beard.
It's going to look real good,
I'm going to wear a hat
kid.
for a month.
It's awesome. And don't worry about it. Matthew's got us covered.
He does. He better. I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't need any more pressure.
He doesn't even feel pressure.
He might. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
He's a Stanley Cup champion.
Yes.
Bet the board next on 101 ESPN. Playoff basketball is heating up, and Underdog just became one of the best places to get in on the action while they're scoring buckets. You could be cashing in on Underdog. Underdog is one of the fastest-growing sports gaming apps out there, and yeah, you can play right now in our state, Missouri. It's the go-to for fans making picks across all sports. Millions of users have already won billions on Underdog. The app, in fact, has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of downloads, so you know it's legit. Here's how it works. Just download the Underdog app, pick your players, and decide if they go higher or lower on stats like points, assists, and more. It's a total layup for you. This week on Underdog, in fact, tonight, or tomorrow night, I like Tyrese Halliburton to go higher on his points. I like Chet Holmgren to go higher on his points, rebounds, assist. And I actually like SGA to go lower on his points. But if you want to fade my picks, you want to follow my picks, that's up to you. You can start for as little as $1, and if you nail your entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money, all by playing at Underdog. So download the Underdog app, sign up with my promo code Anthony to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, with that promo code Anthony. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See UnderdogFantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals game tonight has been postponed. They will play a doubleheader tomorrow. The first game will be at 12:15. The second at 6:15, if I'm not mistaken. 6:45, pardon me. 12:45, game one. 12:45 is game one. 6:45 is game two. If you miss anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. After the show, we'll have pregame of game one of the Stanley Cup Final. It's the Oilers and the Panthers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Puck drop is at 7. Coming up next, we have Bet the Board. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Carey to take off a little early tonight. We have bet the board right now. And Marsh, you and I are both up 1-1.
Yes. I have 1 point. Anthony, you have 1 point. Jamie and Carey have 0. How about the Detroit Tigers? They got spanked yesterday.
They got spanked yesterday by the old Chicago White Sox.
And the A's did not get a win for Jamie last night.
Buddy.
Yeah, I had a hunch, guys.
Yeah,
It's,
you know. You've had those hunches, but Carey had a hunch not too long ago about the Rockies, and they won. So, I don't blame you guys.
All right. I was in the lead before, so I'll go first.
You know what you're going to get.
I know.
I'm looking at game 1 tonight between the Oilers and the Panthers. Give me the Florida Panthers at plus 100.
Are you serious?
You're a scumbag.
What are you doing? Are you hedging or something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I hope Carey Davis is listening right now.
What are you doing? Are you hedging? Is that what you're doing? You're like, I'll just pick up points and bet the board, or I'll win the contest with Jamie and I.
I'm a strategist here.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
I didn't even look at another play because it was going to be the Florida Panthers.
That's what I was going to pick, too. Son of a...
Anthony, I said it's going to go 7 games.
Wow.
I got to get the 7 somehow.
Jamie's right. It's total scumbag move by you. All right, give me Carey's Dodgers minus 150.
Like, I expect that from Anthony, but not you,
Not
Marshy.
me. I mean, not Marshy.
No. All right.
You really stooped to my level.
Is it me or Carey?
Well, Carey already gave us his pick, so you can go.
All right. What did Carey play? McDavid?
Connor McDavid, power play point.
Yeah, he's stealing one out of my book.
And Carey said, I'm listening. So he's...
Oh, boy.
All he said was, I'm listening. But Marsh, if...
You're the death skull?
I'm sure he's thinking to himself that he's just disappointed. He's not mad. He's just disappointed in you.
Why? But why? They have to lose a few games.
Do they?
They don't have to lose any games.
There's no rule. Do you realize if they lose tonight, you're one step closer to your beard being dyed?
Yeah. You're one step closer to the old Ryan Day.
It was also a point in time when I almost had to get a cul-de-sac haircut, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, but
I'm not worried about it.
You've angered the punishment gods with the first one.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I feel like you did, Marshy.
I don't think so.
All right.
It's good money. It's plus 100.
Very disappointed. Carey Davis, very
They don't have to lose. He's right.
Well, okay, if Florida loses, then I'm 1 up in the series. I've lost bet the board. Only won it twice in 2 years.
That's because of bets like that.
No, this is a good bet.
All right.
It is.
All right,
I agree with the second part of that, yeah.
Mine tonight is Matthew Tkachuk to record a power play.
Yeah.
And that is at plus 160.
By the way, Jamie.
Yeah.
We've decided, because Carey was he was on some website that nobody's ever heard of yesterday to make his pick. Now he lost, but we're going to go with one book from here
Circus
on out.
Sports Illinois, the app. Best odds on any app that's out there. Download the others. Check it out. Circus Sports Illinois.
All right. That was bet the board. Very disappointing, Marsh.
Some guy just called me dirt.
Did he?
He goes, that's Marsh's MO. Always faded the Blues, too. Guys, dirt.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever been called dirt.
I was about to say,
he wrote again. Love, Mom.
That's actually a pretty good chirp.
That is out of the 4 of us, have you ever gotten
attacked?
Verbally attacked?
Oh,
I mean, I know all of us.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Wait, when was the last time for you, Jamie? 3 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not long. I get abused all the time.
Samesies.
I remember when I took over for Meat, people were like, who the hell is this guy?
And now look at you. People love you.
Well, except for this guy, call me dirt.
No, he ain't happy that you were fading the Blues.
Maybe it's a term of endearment.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
maybe he calls all his buddies dirt.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Joe Dirt. He had good hair.
Joe Dirt had
Got
great
an
hair.
excellent girlfriend.
Yeah, and you know what? Positive attitude, too.
Boy, did he outkick his coverage.
A little bit. A little bit.
Loved her boots. What?
Her boots?
Yeah. Check it out.
Joe Dirt, just an all-around great guy overall.
Yeah, doesn't get enough credit.
No, for being him.
Yeah.
Uniquely him.
The 557 says Mars is pretty bad at Bet the Board. think you're right.
Oh, they mean like, that's bad, like the kids say?
No, like I am not good. I came in last place. Last month.
Marsh, in your defense, I feel like when you're not having a great month, you just start doing wild
You fold
plays.
like a chair, like a cheap, like rental chair.
You're never going to finish second. You're either going to finish first or last. The way you play,
you
bet the board.
set your building on fire and you burn it to the ground
because it's fun. It's fun.
It is.
No one wants to. I'm going to take 10 money lines in a row. No, let's do something fun.
All right.
Wow.
I got you.
Well, who are you
got
directing the 10 money lines at?
Right.
Whoever is offended by it.
Well, I'm not, because I'm always the power play. I'm the power play point guy.
He's the power play guy.
Yeah.
He's a juice box guy.
Carey's the hits, runs, RBIs guy.
Oh, wow. Figure it out, Anthony.
That was me.
You just got
Here's the thing, though.
friendly fire right across.
I've got a good track record.
Oh, here we go.
I either win,
I won 2 in a row,
or I'm in second place.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Look it up.
Pretty bad.
Well, you know what? Maybe
People
I'll
are
come
always
in last
competitive
again.
for me. Okay. No, you're going to be great.
Still sitting here looking for the dirt cheap website.
It's probably just dirtcheap.com.
No. In fact, visit cheapcheapfunfun.com, everyone.
Nice. You got it.
Yeah, finally. I'd look through 40
Well,
pages.
you did say later.
I did.
And by the way, the Battlehawks game is on Sunday.
Yeah, it's on Sunday.
And the doubleheader tomorrow is at 12:45 and 6:45.
Yeah, we've been handing out some real good information, or not handing out the information that we're required to today.
Somebody
This is real
said, did
good.
Jamie just say rental chair? What the fast lane is that? You know when you throw a party and you don't want to spend the big bucks like on the good chairs? You get the really thin plastic folding chairs.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
when you
they
sit
fold
on them,
real-
they kind of
yeah.
move, like
The white
they
ones.
bend.
Yes,
Those white chairs.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fast lane yourself.
All right, what we learned, 3 stars of the day next on 101 ESPN.
When was the last time you checked if your car and home rates were competitive? Carlton.
If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or the 101 ESPN Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. Podcast brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. All right, let's get right to our 3 stars of the day.
It's time for the Fastlane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, real quick here. 3rd star of the day goes out to Ryan Day's beard. Ryan Day's beard. 2nd star of the day, Jamie and Carey's sprint speed out of the studio. And our 1st star of the day goes to our captain, our faithful captain, Anthony Stalter.
Oh, well, hey, Marsha, you too. We need to share that.
Thank
We need
you.
to share that star for hanging in. Make sure we're still on air. All right, for our guy Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter, hey, everybody be safe out there, especially with the bad weather, and we'll see you tomorrow. See you.